here? Are we ready to get into some things? What? What? Can y'all hear? Can y'all hear that? Okay. I just want to make sure y'all can hear that. Okay. I want to make sure y'all can hear the things that's being said. Oh, they said they could barely hear it. Okay, let me get it so y'all can really hear it. Okay. We're gonna add it right here. Because this is my first time. I'm on StreamYard because I wanted y'all to be able to get into the conversation. Okay. That's why I did what I did. Okay. But we on StreamYard, so y'all probably may not been able to hear it, but we're gonna get to it. Because I want y'all to hear it. I want y'all to really hear it. Hold on. Oh, it ain't gonna let me upload the video. Why is playing like now? There it go. There it go. Upload. Why is playing like that? Okay, so I guess y'all not gonna get to hear it. So because StreamYard is definitely playing games. And they do not want to let me let y'all be great. So y'all just got to pay it. But listen, chow. Let me tell you something. In the words of JT, pretty like a transgender. So the conversation today, people, I want to make sure you guys can all hear me good. I don't really like using StreamYard, but because I want other people to be able to join the chat, that's why I did the StreamYard option, okay? But here's the thing. Let's just get into it. I seen a post on Twitter the other day, and they were saying that the transgender aesthetic is real, but y'all not ready for that conversation, okay? And they had a picture of Summer Walker. This is actually a video of Summer Walker and Summer Walker's face, right? And I reposted it, and I said, "Are you guys ready to have that conversation?" Because not only does Summer Walker give the transgender aesthetic, but the Claremont twins are two women that I think definitely look transgender. So when I made that post on my page, a lot of people were going off and they were just like, well, what is that aesthetic? What is that? What is a transgender aesthetic? I'm confused. These are men. They want to be women. Da, da, da. Okay. They want to look like women. To me, and then I posed the question today. This is a question and we're all going to talk about it. Does the modern women go for the transgender look or the transgender aesthetic? And what is the transgender look and aesthetic? Okay. Well, the transgender look and aesthetic is this right here. Period. This is it. It is a exaggerated feminine feature or illusion or look. So the exaggerated lips, the exaggerated butt, the big exaggerated hips, exaggerated boobs, exaggerated cheekbones. That is the transgender aesthetic. Whether you want to give the credit to the transgenders or not, I've seen some people in my comments saying Pamela Anderson, this, that, and the third. If we're going to go all the way back, let's just give it to Jessica Rabbit, okay? You know, to me, it's this idea of a cartoon. It's blow up door. But I'm going to be honest with you. Transgenders have been looking that way for years, okay? And here's my thought on why. I feel like transgenders started that look because first they were men transitioning to women. So they had to create these feminine features. So they would exaggerate them. And then two, you got ballroom scenes, you got pageants. So, you know, and there's this idea of being perfect and pretty. And everybody knows with surgery, you get to create the perfect body. Now, it's arguable if the surgery is actually perfect or not, but it's the idea of you're getting this perfect makeshift, like unnatural body. So if you can create your own body, it's going to be perfect to you. Now, obviously, you know, all surgeons aren't good and everybody doesn't go get the perfect body. And honestly, you know, some of the stuff doesn't come out looking real, but it's this idea of having like this perfect body. That's thing number one, and being like perfectly beautiful. And then two, I think with the transgender community, why this kind of like exaggerated look has become a thing, or was a thing for the transgender community, is because, let's just call a thing. It was a sexual thing too. As far as clientele, dating men, you know, a lot of transgenders worked in that kind of industry. And so why wouldn't you want the big boobs, the big hips, the big butt, the long hair? Like it's a fantasy. A lot of transgenders, we talking about it. They were a fetish, and then and that kind of illusion, that exaggerated woman, that blow up doll, that cartoon, that that vivacious boom, like that. You got that in real time with the transgender. You know what I'm saying? And that was part of. I also feel like that's part of their, how they work. And that became a look. However, now with BBL culture, influencer culture, bad culture, and then all of these women in Atlanta, as far as like these trans girls eating it up in Atlanta like this, getting these men, women started saying, hey, I'm about to get my body done. And I'm not talking about a little nip tuck here, nip tuck there. Cause I've seen people talking about, women, they want to look like us. We don't know. We getting our body done. No. There's a difference between getting a little filler because you ain't got no lip. Or, you had some kids and your boobs hanging, or maybe you got a little belly fat. So you go and get, you go get a little 360 lipo situation going on and get a mommy makeover, get a little tummy tuck. That's something different. But when you're going and looking like this, or you're snatching your whole waist in, but then you have this exaggerated butt and these big old boobs in this OnlyFans Twitter kind of world, you got hair down to your back, you got on 8-inch heels, girl, you look like a trans. Period. There's so many girls now that especially in Atlanta, I'm like, girl, I don't know who's real fish or who's trans. And because I think, I'm just calling it a thing. Y'all gonna be mad because these trannies, especially down south, are eating the girls up. Period. They're eating the girls up. They're eating the girls up. They're eating the girls up. It's no shade. Some of these girls, you guys see a lot of fools online, but there's some trans girls out here just really shaking the party up, and it's giving tuna. It's giving tuna, bitch. And then the girls are like, well, hold on. I want to enhance what I already naturally have. If these men can go and look like this and look better than some of us women, I'm a woman. I'm going to go and enhance what I got. And that's what's happening. And then you have OnlyFans culture. So it's this fetish too. This is a fetish. Look at that. This is not just, I just want to look like, no, girl, this is a certain kind of look. These girls look like trannies. It's no shade. But they look sickening. I live for the look. It's kind of like this fake. I mean, it's almost like this fake, and they know it doesn't look natural, but they're not trying to look natural. And a lot of trans women, they know, girl, like, I know I don't look like, some of them do look like natural fish, but some of them go for that plastic, exaggerated look. And I do think that is a trans aesthetic. In my opinion, I feel like that is. And I feel like a lot of your favorite females in entertainment, influencers, they're going for that look. From television to rappers, they're going for that look. They are. They're looking like that. And I just think a lot of people feel some type of way and have a problem with giving transgender credit when it comes to anything feminine. Yes, transgenders, they come out and and obviously they want to look, they're transitioning to women. They want to look like females. Yes, they have some that do a soft transition without all the exaggerated features. It's just like, girl, I want to live my life as a woman. I'm going to look just like I want a regular, natural woman look. But then there's others that, girl, I want the big old cheekbones. I want the big boobs. I want the big hips. I want the exaggerated features. And they get that. So there's a difference between just, transitioning because you want, you're just going to do a simple, clean, you know what I mean? I feel like a woman on the inside and I want to do, and then I want the bad package. You know what I'm saying? I want the booty the boobs. I want the waist this big. And y'all, and we can't act like that's not a thing. And I just think we just need to let it go. Everybody gets inspired by everybody. And yes, I do believe that some women have been inspired by transgenders. This is the fact. Yes. Transgenders are obviously inspired by gay men. I mean, gay women. Yes, gay men are inspired by women. But we cannot say that women do not get inspired by the gays and transgender. Behind every single bad that I know, and I would honestly say to call this a fact. Behind every single bad, there's a gay boy or a tranny somewhere. And if you don't have one, you probably ain't no bad, or you homophobic, or you can't take. But I know every pretty, every bad, every fine girl, there's a gay somewhere, or there's a trans somewhere in that circle. And these are facts. These are facts. I'm not taking away anything from women and what they contribute, but what I'm saying is, let's not act like the gays and the trans do not add to the culture, because they do. Down to lingo. We can't even get on lingo, because the gays have changed the way hip hop culture even speaks, from straight men to women to everybody in between. And hell, it's gotten so far that now our culture, our lingo has been taken, became mainstream, and straight people are trying to tell us which words we can use and what words we cannot, when it was really supposed to be something that we use amongst our girlfriends. So straight people have now picked and choose what words shade, tea, spill. All of this stuff, but now I can't say fish. Girl, please. I can't say fish, but girl, y'all can just decide y'all gonna take all of our shit. We're gonna popularize it, make it mainstream. We're gonna give it to every housewife. We're gonna create blogs. We're gonna create YouTube channels with tea in it and shade. But I can't say fish. No. And I can't say y'all got this from the gays. Girl, please. Next. We get these girls there's whole personalities made up of a gay man and a woman's body. It's no shade. It's no shade. But the thing is, y'all don't want the gays or the trans to have any credit on contributing to the culture or anything feminine. I'm sorry. Yes, women are the beginning, but it doesn't end there. The gays have taken things that they've learned from women, that they've emulated, and they've advanced it in their own way. So have the trans. Women, while they are the creators, they're not the infinity of femininity. It's just not happening because it evolves. But people like to make it seem like it only ends with the woman, and that's not true. Gays have taken from the women and they've evolved it into their own thing. Trans have done the same thing, and it all gets repurposed. There's gay boys that get inspired by trans, and trans get inspired by women, and women get inspired by trans. It's a whole thing. But the problem is, y'all don't like to give anybody credit other than women, and that's just not the reality. That's not the reality. That's not the reality. Things do evolve. And these are facts. Now, going back to the trans aesthetic, I definitely feel like modern women are now going for that transgender caricature, cartoony, over-exaggerated look. They are. and they look like trannies. Period. They do. They do. They do. So, that's my thoughts. Now, I'm gonna open it up though, because I want to hear from what y'all got to say. So I'm gonna add, and I'm gonna let y'all on here, and I'm gonna let everybody just don't be disrespectful. And y'all can come up here and get into some things. And people are saying majority of natural women don't look like that. Yes, that's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about all women. There are just some women that, that are not going to get surgery, or some of y'all are just not even in the conversation. You know what I mean? And feel some type of way. And you would never get even a little bit of surgery. But I'm just saying, there's some women that just do like a little, there's some women that just are not even, y'all not even in this conversation because you're not going to get surgery. And then there's a certain demographic of women that are just, you're older, girl, this is what the young girls are doing now. Like, so, you know what I mean? But then there's the demographic of, like I said, these girls are in show business, entertainment, influencer culture, OnlyFans culture. They're looking like trannies, period. I'm not talking about, the first lady or the freaking congresswoman or the conservative school teacher. I'm talking about the girls that's outside. I'm talking about the bad, okay? I'm not talking about everybody. So let's get into it. Let's get into some things. What's going on, baby? Okay. Hello?
Hey.
Hello?
Yes. Okay, let's go Patty Mills first and then Ride Juicy a second.
Okay, Armand. Let's start with the fish comment, because I'm just not feeling the fish. I feel like if we're gonna be compared as fish, that's like nasty, stinky, bottom feeder type of energy. If we're gonna be identified like that, then TS women need to be identified as what it is, like stinky butts or something, stink holes or something. I don't know. I just don't. I'm not feeling I'm not feeling the fishy. Call me kitty. Call me. I don't know. Call me something else.
Okay, so as far as fish, this is what I was saying. As first, I get it, but the problem that I have when it comes to that is, and I'm not saying you, but I'm saying you don't get to take our language that was not even meant for the mainstream, make it mainstream, and then tell me what I can't say. Because fish is what I would call my homegirl that's trans, who is passable. Bitch, you are tuna, and she doesn't feel any kind of way. So for you now,
when you say it like that, then I can understand it like that. But I just feel like it was getting I'm sorry, I don't know if my language is cool. It's getting too directed towards natural female women, like a shady type of thing. But if it's not like that, then it's not like that.
No. Hold on. And I'm not going to sit up here and cap on you either. It could be definitely used as shade, but so can the word, the B word. It can be as a term of endearment, or it can be, you know what it could be. You know what I'm saying? So I think that it just depends on how you use it, because you can be like if this is you in your picture right here, I can be like, if me and my friends are like, okay, girl, it's me and my homeboys, they be like, okay, who's all going out? I'm like, okay, me and girl, we got beat fish coming with us. It's always a good time when you have beat fish going to the straight club. You can't go to the straight club without having sickening fish. If you feel some type of way about that, girl, that's on you. Because that's really saying, girl, hold on, let me finish. So what I'm saying is that means I need a pretty girl to go with me, because, girl, I know I'm going to get in the way I need to get in, because these niggas is going to be letting me in if I have beat fish with me. Okay. I'm not thinking, let me go to the straight club and bring a girl who's coochie stink. Like, that's I'm not getting nowhere with that. So me and my girls will be like, okay, we're going to the straight club, bitch. We need to have sickening fish with us, okay, because she's going to push through. Okay. Now, but on the other hand, when you get into these spaces, there is the conversation where, sometimes people be like, you know what, girl, fish cannot take. Sometimes fish do feel away. That's a more like some shade. Like, girl, fish really don't like the gays like that, girl. Fish. That's why I don't hang out with a lot of fish, because, girl, fish be feeling some type of way. It can go both ways. I'm going to be honest. It do go both ways.
Okay, I get you.
Okay, so what's the next part?
The next part is JT with the comment. I don't feel like she was coming at it on like anything besides either a clout chasing thing, or she was really just trying to give it up to the look of the trends.
Yeah, she said she's pretty like a transgender.
Yeah,
These
I
are
think she was trying to
facts.
just give it up.
And so that's what I'm saying. But a lot of girls feel like, these trans. I mean, if we're being honest, and I'm not saying all women, there are some transgenders that are sitting biological women down. Period. There are some transgender girls out here that are eating women up. It's no shade. And vice versa. But you can like there's some bad bitches out here that's trans that you would not know. And they're forcing these girls to step their up. It's no tea. It's no tea.
It's bad. I feel
it's
you.
No tea.
I was just saying the same thing.
It's no tea.
They coming through. We're gonna give them that, because I'm not gonna lie. I definitely keep mine close to me. They keep me updated on my fashion. They keep me in line. So I'm gonna give them that.
Okay, but but you look. But see, the thing is, like, other bad they don't feel away. You know what I'm saying? Because I know a lot of straight women or cisgender females that they're not intimidated by gay men or women, because they're like, girl, I am the pinnacle. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
This is what it's given. I mean, but it's always the girls that kind of really just don't have it that might feel away. You know what I'm saying? It's like, girl, you can sense like, oh, girl, she don't feel like she's not that confident in herself, so she can't take a sickening tranny walking next to her.
I'll tell you.
Okay. Go ahead, Rye. We got a lot of people right here. Okay.
Okay, yeah, you just got me confused, because when I see the big boobs, big ass, I'm not thinking trans like at all, because they all look different. I'm thinking bimbo aesthetic. You feel me? I'm not thinking of trans, because they all look different. Bimbos is what bitches is copying. I'm my bad.
Okay,
I'm
don't curse.
sarcastic.
Okay, so bimbo, this, that. I mean, you could call it whatever you want to call it, but the facts are the facts. I don't look and I don't see a bunch of bimbos walking around. I do see transgenders in hip hop. I do see transgender bodies on television. I do see transgenders looking out here, and so we can give the credit to everybody else that you want to. But the reality of the situation is the transgenders are influencing the culture in a way, and so maybe you just don't want to give them that, but they are, because they're here. I don't know what bimbos are. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, oh, that's the bimbo. I know what a transgender is, and I know what they look like. And I know when I start to see a resemblance. And I know when I hear rap girls talking about pretty like a transgender, I know what they talking about.
Nah. If you look at a bimbo, it means femininity. If you look at that.
And
that's been the name for it.
Would that not be a trans at this point with these exaggerated features?
No, bimbo is first, is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Bimbo means hyperfemininity. That's a definition.
But
that was already
saying,
in place.
But okay, that could have been in place. But what I'm saying is, like, there's nothing new under the sun, right? But what I'm saying is, let's just say that's what it is. So the bimbo aesthetic. Well, guess what? I feel like the transgenders have taken that on and have and have embraced it wholeheartedly. A lot of women weren't embracing that, but in this society right now, this BBL culture, this OnlyFans, TikTok, whatever influencer entertainment culture, it has came back at an all-time high, and I feel like it's not due to bimbo or what it started as. I feel like that's due to a lot of these transgender women pushing through mainstream pop culture and hip hop culture with these looks. And people saying, you know what? Let me go ahead and exaggerate a little bit of what I got going on. Because these girls out here, all these girls are not looking like muscle men with Adam's apple. Some of these hoes out here is really pushing through, and they look good. And you know what? I'm gonna snatch my waist, and I'm gonna get me some boobs, and I'm gonna look like that too. I'm not saying that they couldn't have went back and said, I want to go for the bimbo look. But I feel like it's been inspired by a lot of the girls that we see. I'm not saying that there's nothing new under the sun, so maybe the transgenders got that look from them or whatever have you, but I do feel like there's a culture of people, and especially when it comes to females and women, they are being influenced by this transgender build. I feel that way. 100%. But I hear what you're saying too.
Yeah, I like how you put it. I hear what you're saying. All right, love you.
Love you too. Okay, let's see.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
I have a lot to say.
Oh, who's going first?
Whoever want to go first.
Okay, I have a lot to say. Okay. So one, I'm African, so being thick, having a big booty or having big titties, that's nothing new. If you go to Africa, you see women that look like that. And two, trans women, first of all, First of all, at the end of the day, trans women are trying to attract straight men. At the end of the day, straight men are attracted to natural born women. It don't matter how much trans need surgery. They need surgery to even look like a woman, to even pass for a woman. So for the fact that you say, oh, trans women are killing it, they need the surgery to even pass for a woman. Women can naturally just look how they look, and they will look like a woman. They don't look like a man. But a lot of these trans need the surgery so they can even look like a woman.
Hold on. Let's stop there because you have a good point. Okay, no, let's take the trans out. Let's take that. Let's take that. Now
like,
hold on. But you gotta get hold on.
Attracted to a trans.
Okay, let's talk about straight men. Okay, let's talk about straight men.
Black women have always had big butts.
Okay, hold on.
African. We have big booties here.
Okay, so you could be African with a big old butt and some big old boobs and a big old gut. And that man could not be interested in you at all. And guess what? He gonna go get a white woman with a cinched in waist, some big fake titties that sit up real high.
That's not really
hold on. No. But you're trying to hold on.
Women are trying to look like women. So
hold on. She's not gonna let me finish. I'm going to get my point out. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, so my thing is, because you're trying to make it seem like transgenders are trying to look like women. I mean, they're not trying to look like women. They're looking like women. They have to go get surgery in order to be considered transgender, or they're just going to be men. So I don't understand why we're having that conversation. They're going to get the surgery, period. That's part of the transition. Now, what I'm saying is this. You're talking about straight men liking women versus, trans women. Let's take the trans women out. All straight men are not just into natural women. Let's be very clear. That's why a lot of women are getting nip-tucked here and there, whether it's exaggerated or just a little breast lift or a little tummy tuck, because after you have a few kids or you get up in age, shit starts to sag. And them niggas is not really into that. So you can be a natural woman all day long, but then you'll be the same natural woman that's mad that he's now with the Baywatch model, the brunette with the fake boobs and the fake tan and the little lip filler. So let's cut the BS about straight men being all into all of this natural women, because these straight men like women with long weaves, fake boobs, and fake booty, and they don't got to be trans at all. And they not into all these straight men is not interested in these natural dreadlocks, saggy boobs, or whatever, puka shells. Everybody's not into that. So we can't just try to make it seem like straight men are not into plastic surgery, whether it's with a trans or whether it's with a female, a real woman. You know what I'm saying? Straight men, they like fake shit, period. Okay, so like I don't. So what we can't do is try to just make it seem like, oh, these trans are trying to be women and straight men won't like that. No, straight men, they won't even like you if you ain't nipped and tucked in the right way. They will go find a woman, a real woman that's got a little work done. You best believe it. Okay, so you can be natural all day long, and you'll look over, and he ain't leaving you for no tranny. You right, but he will leave you for a woman who went and laid on the table.
I mean,
Can I say something?
That part right there. Hold on. That part right there. That's what I'm saying. Look, for me personally, I'm not looking at no T-girl for no inspo, for no surgery or anything. But I'm looking at all the baddies on Instagram. I'm looking at Ari. I'm looking at, you feel me? Cardi.
Ari looks like a freaking tranny. Are you kidding me?
How?
You don't think that
got
Ari?
Big boobs?
Girl.
What?
Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm
gonna let you get it off. Go ahead.
Right. I'm looking at Nikki, you feel me? I'm looking at all the, you feel me? All the baddies on all that. Like, I'm not looking at T-girls. Like, I can respect it. Like, some T-girls, they look good. They look good these days. Like, the plastic surgery's been going up. So,
all right, can I say something?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm trans. I just want to start off by saying I am trans.
I'm actually recovering from a surgery right now as we speak.
Interesting.
And I also wanted to say that, first of all, I just want to start by saying this. This whole topic, I hate when it gets to a point where it's trans versus cis. Somehow we be sitting over here minding our business, taking our hormones, doing our surgeries, tricking straight men, or whatever y'all say we do. And then suddenly we happen across this video and it's like cis versus trans girls when we're just sitting there minding our business.
We are natural women. We are not cis women.
Or baby, that's the dictionary. You got to take that up with the dictionary. You got to take that up with the dictionary.
And then two, this conversation. This is what I'm saying. This should not be this is not a versus conversation.
That's what it is. That's what it's going to be. And not for nothing to whatever you want to call it, fish or whatever you want to call it. Okay, natural born, biological, whatever. It's a million different words, but I know. But anyway, I want to also piggyback on what she said previously. First of all, I know many trans girls that haven't had one surgery. And will sit in any place and look fishy and look passable and like a real natural woman, okay, without a single surgery. It's called hormones. I know, I know, cis men. I know cis gay men. I'm not talking about attraction.
Let her finish. Let her get it off.
Thank you. I know cis gay men who look more like a woman than some real women. Okay, go look at Alonzo. Yeah, keep laughing. Go look at Alonzo's page. Go look at Alonzo. Alonzo's never touched a hormone.
Get your point out. Land your point.
Exactly. Or Alonzo has never touched a hormone or surgery in his life. He identifies as a biological cis man, and he has never had a surgery. He's never touched a hormone, and in the right circumstances, he can push into a room, and you would think that is a cisgender woman. You know, so all this talk about, he said it plenty of times. And then when he'll tell the man or whatever, he's a boy. And a lot of times they still won't care, So the same boys that y'all natural women do it. Okay. So, so as far as you need surgeries to be trans, that's a lie. I know plenty of trans girls that are just on hormones and live their life finally. But the main thing I wanted to say is somehow it's always between trans and cis, and it's like we get dragged into this when we sit here and mind our business. Yeah, we have our surgery, but also look at it.
Okay, so what do you have to say to the topic, though, as far as the aesthetic?
Okay. As far as the topic from a trans perspective, and I guess I'll put it this way to people that are more, maybe more allied to the trans community. Okay, think about it this way, right? Okay, so you're in your transition, right? You're already feeling like, I don't like this body I'm in. I don't like this body. It's not who I am. I need to enhance this so that it fits or conforms to how I feel inside. So yes, sometimes you do. And again, I'm not saying it's all because many people do not have surgeries. Sometimes you do to compensate for those feelings or that anxiety. Yeah, you might want to go out and get you a little extra hip or a little extra, something like that. But that's also just a sign of the times. Trans, cis, gay, otherwise, we all want that tiny little waist, the big butt, and that the boobies, that hourglass figure. That Beyonce look has been the thing from the beginning of time. So again, I don't know how this got back to trans and the trans look, but
you don't think that there is a trans? So you don't think that is a trans aesthetic?
Okay, it's not a trans experience. If anything, like you said, we're just emulating what the quote unquote men. Straight, y'all, what men are naturally attracted to, period. Okay. Trans, straight, cis, or otherwise. It's not a trans thing.
Okay, I get it. Okay, so that's coming from a trans woman. I personally feel like, girl, I see a little trans influence there. But okay, thank you for that. Let me bring you down. We got a lot of people on here. Okay, let me see who else we got. Okay, we got Star, we got Kelly, we got Queen Leah. Okay, let's go. Who going?
Oh, Kelly was up first, so I'll let her.
Kelly. Go ahead, Kelly.
Yeah, so Ron, I feel like you're just starting some things now, honestly. I feel like this is a controversial topic. But what I wanted to say is that this aesthetic has been around for a while. This is the bimbo aesthetic, and this has been around since the 90s. A lot of white celebrities also had this aesthetic, but it's not something necessarily attributed to trans. Throughout history, women have contorted themselves, dressed in other clothing to make themselves look more feminine, tighter waists, smaller bodies, that type of thing.
Okay, I can understand what you're saying that nowadays
But you're about to give me a history lesson. I don't give a damn about a history lesson. Nothing is new under the sun, but we're not going to sit here and act like there has not been an influence by trans people. Just say you don't want to give them the credit of being influential.
You can't say
no,
that.
But you cannot take away the influence because you don't feel like you don't want to respect them as women. Period.
We're not saying that. We're not
that
saying
is what you're saying. Because you started off with I'm starting something, so you already feel some type of way about trans people in general. That's how you started.
I'm saying
you to try to give me a history lesson on what's been happening umpteen years ago. We're not talking about that today. Of course, women have been doing that. Of course, we get it. Trans women are wanting to emulate women, but I'm not going to sit up here and act like women are not influenced by gay people and transgender people.
All right, Amara, can you let me speak on this?
Yes, but no, no, because you feel like I'm starting something, so I don't even know why you're here.
I'm not saying anything bad here. All I'm just saying is that I'm not trying to say you're starting something. It's more like I just think this is a funny conversation because I've been around for a while and you have brought this stuff up before. What I'm trying to say is that it's weird for us to say that women that we're trying to emulate something else here when it's been around for a very long time. Let's be honest. It has been around for a very, very long time. It's been around since the Playboy era. It's been around since the 2000s. And it's something that we've been seeing a lot. So just to say that now women are copying something else when there has been a history of women constantly trying to contort themselves to fit a certain aesthetic, it doesn't seem genuine to me. And that's how I feel. And a lot of women feel this way. And to say that, there's always men around to fix women up, it's something that women have been struggling with for a while. Like there are always men who are trying to dictate how women feel or try to make them feel a certain type of way. It's been around for ages, and that is essentially what male privilege is. All right, they do influence women.
Absolutely not.
Yes, they do.
I disagree because here you are trying to play on that BS. Because I didn't say no. me being a gay best friend or being a friend. These girls calling me, asking me how their hair look or should they wear that. That's not me trying to control their look. That's them calling me for advice.
It is for them to be at the top. To say that women can't be in control of their own aesthetic. Are women control men's aesthetics? No, they're not. But to have men be in charge of honestly everything that involves women, look at the top things in cooking, look at the top things in fashion. Who are at the very top of the pinnacle there? It's men, right? So it's always going to be that conversation when men are always at the top of something that is predominantly female dominated at the bottom of the pyramid. You can't say that's not something you can't see. Like,
no, that doesn't make sense to me because I feel like you're talking about that in regards to me saying there's always a gay or a trans behind a bad bitch. And the fact is, I don't feel like as a gay, we're going to try to tell as a gay man, I would go and try to tell a woman what she should look like as a way to control her because you know what I'm saying? No, that's not.
Well, I'm gonna have to respectfully disagree.
But I feel like you're trying to play on the heartstrings of like this feminist stuff, and it's like, girl, that's not everything.
Now you're just everything is not.
Everything is not trying to dictate women and control women.
When you have female dominated.
Women are everything is not about victimizing women. It's like you can live in this victim mindset, but everything. I don't wake up and be a victim because I'm gay and I'm black every day. Now I don't know if you want to wake up and and choose to be a victim because you're a woman every day, but to me that's crazy. Every man is not trying to control a woman from a misogynistic point of view. I'm not controlling my girlfriend.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is that when it comes down to women's spaces that women predominantly dominate at the very bottom of the pyramid, at the very top, there's always going to be men controlling that. So that's why you have it in fashion where there's a lot of men at the top who are controlling things. It is what it is. Like you have to look at Vogue magazine. Those type of magazines are always out there.
But ma'am, what does that have to do with? What does that have to do with?
It's because it's coming down to the same thing. You're speaking on this thing that you know what it's like to be.
What does that have to do with women hiring a staff full of gay men as her glam team? What does that have to do with it?
I mean, a lot of that is going to be if they're hiring within the staff. Yeah, a lot of women do also have internalized misogyny. I mean, look at the way a lot of these women support people like Jeffree Star. Like, even though he speaks on women pretty terribly, like, come on now. We can't sit up here and ignore things. Like that is what it is. And I'm just trying to be as honest as I can be here. And I do respect your opinions a lot, but this is how I feel. And Yeah, that's it. That's
No,
all I'm
I
gonna
want
say
you to
about
stay.
this.
I want you to
And
stay. I
my
want you to
mind's
stay
not
up
gonna
here.
change.
Okay, I
But
want you to stay. I want you to stay up
that's
here.
how I think.
Okay. Okay. Star, go ahead.
Armand, hi. I
Yes.
just got a question. At what point, I guess, for me, it just seems like a sense of entitlement sometimes on both ends. When you say we don't, like, natural women don't want to give the credit, where would we give that credit to? Do you want to just see people shouting it out like, oh my God, the trans community did
No.
this, did that, let's give them the credit? I just want to know. Because guess what, Armand? Natural women, we still don't get a credit for a lot. And we're natural women.
Okay.
So it's like, what do we have to do? Do we have to go, like, make a rally? Like, what should we do? I guess that's what I'm always
I don't think
missing
no, I
when
don't
these
I don't I don't
conversations come up.
okay. I don't think you have to do anything. But okay, let's just take the last lady that we were talking that just talked, right?
Yeah,
So she made some very valid points. I'm not
absolutely.
gonna take that away. But then the last point that I brought up, I said, ma'am, you cannot. What about these women, these artists, these female rappers, these models, these influencers that are hiring transgender and LGBT glam teams? And you know what she said? She said, well, women have internal misogyny. So it's like, no matter how you spin it, it's always something else. Instead of just saying, you know what? She could have been inspired by the gays. You know what? She could have been inspired. That's why she didn't. No, it always has to be some sort of battle internally or some type of self-hate or something. Instead of just saying, or like the lady that called in before, we were talking about, trans having an influence. Then it turned into women versus trans. This is not a women versus trans conversation. Instead of saying, you know what? I do see that.
It feels that way.
Well, it feels that way
Armand,
because
that's what I wasn't trying to say.
Hold on. But it feels that way because y'all don't want to give credit to anybody else.
But where
That's
should
my
we?
point.
But that's not the truth. That's not the truth. We have gotten this far, so credit has been given somewhere. At what point will it stop, though? Because at the end of the day, it seems like a sense of entitlement. Like women, again, to my point, women still don't get credit. So what? I guess when should it?
So this
At
was the
what
point.
point does it stop? And to your point, yes, we do see like a lot of the rap girls hiring like these full staff of gays and trans. But why does it have to be all that? They're just good at what they do. But I never hear you highlight the women.
So hold on. So let me show you this.
You know what I mean? Like I never hear that highlighted, and that's what makes it seem like it's the women versus the trans. Because it's always these conversations, but there are a lot of women stylists that I don't ever hear you speak on them.
Well, first of all, let's be very clear, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm always going to, and this is no shade. I'm always going to, and I'm not being biased or anything. First, let me start here. The conversation I've seen was going viral on Twitter. The trans aesthetic is real, but y'all not ready for that conversation. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about.
Yes.
Do you guys see that there is a transgender influence and people just felt how they felt? Now, when it comes to highlighting women and this, that, and the third, I feel like as a gay man, there's a lot of spaces for Black women, heterosexual men, this, that, and the third. I'm always going to go to bat and highlight people from my community because many times, often in our community, the African-American community, Black, straight, female men, we are always supposed to, as a gay man, as a transgender, we are always supposed to take a back seat to the straight community. So I'm always going to highlight gays, trans in that way because we're always having to take a back seat because we're considered not normal. And so we're always going to be in the back seat, but we're all, and so I'm always going to have that stance. I'm always going to highlight what we do. Just as if you're a woman, you're supposed to highlight things for women. You're supposed to highlight things for men. I'm going to highlight. I have boys chat. I highlight my gay boys. I'm going to highlight my trans girls. There is influence there. We're not a secret. We're not just makeup artists, hairdressers, writers. No, we can be in the front. We can ride past. We can be musicians. We can be leading actors. We can be talk show hosts. We can be those things. We don't just have to be cast and crew in the background. But for a long time, that is the role that people expect us to play. So that is the reason why I'm going to highlight, us as much as I can with my platform, because if I don't, no one else is going to do it because they don't feel like we need it.
And maybe in our mind, and maybe that's just it. I feel like on both ends, maybe I don't personally feel that way, but maybe we can say that about each. Women have had to take the back seat for so long as well. And maybe that's
Yes.
why we do mix so much with the gays and the trans. But what I'm saying, at what point does this conversation stop? Because it's like, what else do we have to do to highlight that community? Even a picture with Summer Walker. What really makes you think, or what, in your opinion, what is trans about her look? Because dimples don't come
Girl,
from the trans community.
it's
Dimples
the
don't come from the trans community.
exaggerated face. Okay, let Queen Leah go. Go ahead.
Hey, your mom. What's up, boo?
Hey, what's going on?
What's
Girl, we
going
get
on?
into some things today,
Let's get into some things. All right. So, all right. I feel everybody point, but I'm gonna just say this. Like, all right, the group that Armand is talking about, let's be clear. We're talking about the binary presenting trans hetero women. Okay. We're not talking about non-binary trans women. We're not talking about this. We're talking about the trans aesthetic influence, which we've seen. And when I was coming up as a young girl, as a young trans girl, I remember the guys used to say, if she looked too good, then she must be a trans girl. Check for the
Yes.
Adam's apple. Check for this. Because the girls were sitting. The girls were bringing in that aesthetic. The trans girls were the ones with the lace fronts. We used to be the ones, oh, she's just a man in a wig. Why? Because we were the ones rocking the lace fronts first, when the girls were still getting sew-ins and still, that kind of stuff. I understand what he means from that particular.
Hold on. Sorry to cut you off. Can I just add to this? Okay, so I swear to God, and I promise you, this is back in 2009. Okay, I was in the club. There was this girl. Her name was Chloe. I don't know what she go by now, but we were in the club with her, right? And she was in a straight club. And she would get a lot of guys, but the guys would be like, I don't know. Because the thing was, she looked too perfect. Everything was too pinched and it didn't feel natural. She looked, to me, they was like, she might be trans. So that's what I'm saying. It's that look.
And then you started seeing the girls do it. You started seeing it become more mainstream. You started seeing that facial feminization. You started seeing it. Yes, plastic surgery has been around. Yes, this has to do with patriarchal and the male gaze. Yeah, we get it. But when we talk about, when it comes to the mainstream aspect, yeah, Nikki was doing it with the BBL, but it was the girls that was really pushing that aesthetic through. It was the girls who now, we're just talking about the binary femme girls. We're talking about all different type of women. Yes, women have aspired to that look, but before, I feel like trans women did set that blueprint. When we talk about the mainstream, we talk about the Summer Walkers and all of them. Yeah.
Okay. Does anybody want to comment up here?
So I have a question on what is influence versus origination. So I know a lot of the times we say that, oh, well, trans people influence something. However, there's a conversation about where exactly is that coming from, though? Like, you can't say that one is influencing the other when the actual originator came first. So that's my first point there. The second thing is back to the point about women kind of being influenced by trans. I feel like there's a larger conversation about body dysmorphia in general, right? Like, little girls come up from a very young age, and our first thought when we start getting our periods or when puberty starts is to look at ourselves and be like, how do I look like this person? I mean, I had when I was in middle school, I had girls around my age trying to look like Beyonce. They're like, oh, how can I make my waist look like that? You're a child, like you're gonna develop that way. But I think that's something that women have been thinking about for a long time. So when you get these surgeries coming up, and then you also get social media on top of that, where you have a bunch of filters, you have a bunch of trying to look perfect on social media, that's all going to come together and make this kind of doll-like look, right? So I don't think that's necessarily attributing it straight to trans people. And I understand your point saying that you want to give more credit.
But my question is, why is it so hard for you to even give trans credit?
I wasn't finished yet. Give me a second. I understand your point saying that you want credit for people who have been marginalized. That makes perfect sense to me. But I don't want to take away credit from women as well, who are also in a marginalized group. I'm just going to say that because women have not been getting credit.
Let's talk about King. Hold on, Kelly.
No. Listen.
Let's
No,
talk
let
about
me
King.
finish.
Let's talk about King Amaya, for example.
Let me finish.
Let's talk about King Amaya, for example, who was the first trans mermaid who was known as being a model. She
I
was
don't
really
know who that
setting
is. Just let
I'll
me.
pull her out.
Exactly. That's my point. That's my point. How can you talk about origination and influence if you don't even know the culture? You don't even know the culture.
Like
You don't know the culture.
Why wouldn't Maya? So how are we copying? How are we imitating
somebody else
something that we naturally are?
Because
so how can we know who
it's
we
not
all
about
were?
your womanhood.
No,
It's
you
not
all
about.
exist in your community.
It's not about
So
your
how are we
womanhood.
copying you
We're not.
when
We're
you're
not talking about your
literally taking pieces of
genitalia,
culture to look like us. How
honey.
are we copying anything? That's the question.
This conversation has nothing to do with
misogyny. That's what that was.
Yeah, you're doing the most. This conversation has nothing to do
No,
with
I don't think I'm
genitalia.
doing the
This
most here,
conversation
but
has
like
nothing. Let me finish.
I'm speaking for a lot of women here when I say
Just let me
that
finish.
a
Just let
lot
me
of the
finish my
times.
point.
No, you haven't let me finish. So I'm just
Girl,
going to
because
finish
you're
my
going on
comment. Then
this
you can
tangent.
comment as well. What I was going to say is that in the space where in women dominated spaces, look at who is the top in those spaces. Look at makeup. You see James Charles, Jeffree Star, Manny Anyway. Those type of like not hyper masculine, but like those men who are at the very top of things influencing women. That's what I'm trying to say here is that women do not get the credit at the end of the day in places that are where they are the majority, as in like the top credits. You can't refute that. You cannot refute that. So what I mean is when women get their credit.
Speak now? All right, I'm gonna just say
Okay,
this.
come on.
I'm gonna just say this. Like this has nothing to do with what I keep hearing. What we naturally are. We're not talking about your genitalia.
No, I'm not white.
We're not. Let me finish. Just let me finish.
Come on, you guys. Let everybody finish. Come on.
We're not talking about your sex. We're not talking about your genitalia. We're talking about the social construct of womanhood and femininity and the look and the aesthetic. We're not talking about. So when you're saying like, how are we copying off someone who is trying to be what we naturally are, girl? You're not naturally that. You're not naturally the model pushing down the street. When we're talking about,
what?
Let me fucking finish, please.
Why are you so angry? Oh my goodness, this is a lot.
No, hold on. Let her finish.
He never let you. But now that he wants the floor, the woman can't overtalk the man. It's misogyny.
So now we're being transphobic.
I'm really just trying to have a normal conversation.
Hold on. I'm gonna have to bring everybody down. Okay, but no. Okay, hold on. We're making good points. Okay, so what we're gonna do? Hold on. This is what we're gonna do. Okay, we're gonna just remove. We're gonna move. Okay, so we're gonna let you guys up here. So we're getting somewhere because Kelly had great points. Queen made some good points. I want you to land that point, Queen, because this is a very important point. Yes, we're not talking about genitalia. We're talking about a look. And let's be clear. Nobody from a trans or to a female, biological, cisgender female is popping out of the womb cinch like this. Nobody is popping out nipped, tucked, and tight like this. And I want you to elaborate on that point because that is what we're talking about.
Yeah, we're just talking about the look and the aesthetic of the ultra femininity, or as you say, AKA bimbo. When it comes to mainstream media, it was really influenced by the trans women in the queer community. When we think about ballroom, we think about that stuff. I remember just coming up and the girls were being you're way too pretty, you're way too built. Yes, that aesthetic has the Kim Kardashian look, all that stuff has a big influence from the queer community. Nikki even attributes a lot of her stuff from that community as well. So no one's trying to take away your womanhood. We're just talking about influence. Give the girls their flowers.
I just don't agree with that because looking at history, that's not what it was. That's not how it's been. I mean, if you look at fashion, if you look at history, if you look at even Playboy magazine,
queer people have been at the heart of fashion.
They weren't around like that.
You're talking about looking at history, but let's talk.
But you can't speak on modern times without looking at the past. It doesn't make any sense.
But no, hold on, because she's sending me with this because you keep trying to make it seem like, to land your point, you keep going to history acting as if things cannot change. What you're trying to do is strictly make this about women, and you're not trying to give credit to anybody else. And anytime someone else, whether it's a gay man being influential in makeup, now all of a sudden has to be misogynistic, instead of the gay man just doing his thing and being really good at his craft and growing in that industry. It all has to somehow come down to something being taken away from a woman. And I don't like that. I don't like that because, damn it, if I want to do hair and I'm better than a woman doing hair, give me my flowers. Don't try to give me a history lesson about how women were not able to do makeup, and this is why a man is in this space. And like, no, bitch, I worked my ass off. I studied, I did the work, and I'm good at what I do. Stop playing with me. Like,
it's giving queer erasure. It's giving queer erasure.
And that's the problem that I'm having.
Women's spaces, and then are able to take a front seat to things that women have been doing for a while. That's the issue.
No, the issue is you feel some type of way because you feel like that.
We don't feel any type of way.
You don't feel like people should be able to enter feminine spaces except women. That's just what it is. And
Armand, I can tell you. I can understand your points, but I just don't agree with this.
Space. You may be a woman, but
we
you don't
should be
own
able
that
to own a space that
you don't own that space. No,
we should be able to.
No.
If it
You do
came
not
from
own
women,
that
it's
space.
something
You don't own the
pertaining to
space.
women.
You don't own the space of beauty. Women don't own the space of beauty,
That
hair,
makes no sense.
No, you don't own that. Who the hell tells you that
Yeah,
only
we
women can be
clearly
beautiful?
know we don't own it because look who's at the top.
And you shouldn't own that. Why
All
should
right,
you?
This conversation is going frankly nowhere.
No, that's going nowhere. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. You're telling me that women should be the only ones that to be considered beautiful or want to, do hair, makeup.
And trans women are women. Trans women are women. They're just another different type of women. And the anger that we're getting for just we're talking about a look and aesthetic, and the girls just can't give the girls their flower. It's giving queer erasure. We're talking about history, like queer people haven't been at the heart of the influence of a lot of pop culture since the beginning. They don't know the history though, right? They don't know who Beyonce give her credits to.
She lost me. She lost me when she felt like she started losing me with the James Charles, like gay people can't infiltrate spaces yet. We can get Nene Leakes. We can get Tamar Braxton. We can get every freaking housewife. We can have a whole community of hip hop rappers talking about shade and tea. We can have whole Instagram posts ran by women. The Shade Room. We can have YouTubers with tea and shade in their name, but yet we can't infiltrate spaces. Get out of here. But
all the girls rocking BBLs and lace fronts, but the trans girls can't get their flowers.
Yeah, we have to sit behind the scenes and give the girls lingo. We have to be the gay best friend wearing purses and nails, but we can't rap. We can't be singers. We can't do we have to just be your gay best friend. We have to sit and make you look like what? And then we can't even do that. Is what she's saying. We shouldn't be allowed to do shit. We can't do hair. We can't do makeup. We can't be on TV. We can't be in the front. We can't be in the back. We should just die, right? Because why? We're not allowed in spaces. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. That doesn't work for me. That don't work for me at all. So we never gonna get along. That's some bull. That's some bullshit. That's never gonna work for me. So now we can't even be the makeup artist. Shit, we damn near we can't. It's already hard for us to get in front of the camera. Now people saying that we can't even be behind the camera. So what should we be doing? We can't do nothing because you feel like, a woman should have to own every space. Girl, that's well, you can wake up and get out of here with that, because that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay, go ahead. That's crazy. Because that's how people really feel. Go ahead. Yes, that got me heated. Who's next?
Hey, Armand.
Hey.
Okay. Okay,
That
I'm glad
made
that
me
you're
heated.
talking about this. I definitely understand where everybody is coming from, but I want to just talk about the topic itself. I don't even want to go into the history and all of that because it is getting a little convoluted. People are getting upset, and I get it because I think that they're kind of derailing this a little bit. But initially, when you first brought up the topic, I just want to say that I did agree with you only because I kind of thought myself that a lot of and I may, what they call cisgendered. I'm a natural born woman, but I do think that a lot of the makeup and I'm not going to even say the makeup, but the surgeries do look very trans aesthetic because, like, for example, one of the girls, I think her name is like Chinese Kitty. I actually thought
she looks like a tranny.
I thought she was trans. Yeah. I really did think that she was trans until my cousin told me, like, no, she has a baby. Like, she's not trans. I'm like, oh, okay. And I think I understand where you guys are like coming from, because there was a situation, I don't know if you saw, but there was a girl on TikTok that was asking the question of, why do men like the plain Janes, but they don't like give the pretty girls a chance or whatever? And so there was a stitch where the woman was explaining that, like guys don't really like too much makeup and all this other stuff, which nobody really cares about that. But I was reading the comments, and one of the guys said that the quote unquote baddies look too much like trans. So I think that this is a conversation that is happening a lot, that I don't think it's so much of like, I get how a lot of women feel like our spaces are being taken and stuff, but I don't think it's that, because a lot of the girls that are representing this way, they don't really relate to like a girl like me or a girl like them, like the average like woman. These are girls that are in the industry, so it's like there's something that they are doing to themselves that's making them look a little, her, like there's something that they're doing to themselves that's making them look a little bit different. And I guess what it is that these surgeries that we never really heard of or never really thought about, like the facial feminization, and like you're seeing like more natural born women like doing things to like their jaw structure, to their lips. And I'm guessing that's what people mean, that it's like a trans aesthetic. But I don't know. I'm just saying that honestly, I've seen certain people and I've questioned like whether or not they were trans based off of certain like facial features or things that they've done. But before, like, people did look at that as being disrespectful, and I do understand why a lot of there were trans women in the comments that said they don't like that, because not every trans woman has surgery. I do agree. I have seen a lot of like the younger trans girls who transition earlier, who are only on hormones, they don't have surgery, so they do look a little more feminine or don't have that look. But just based off of like the people that you show, like Claremont twins,
they
they
look
were
like
really
trans.
beautiful before. They do look like trans women, so I get that whole thing. But I understand if you get into all of the I know people saying like, no, that's more like botched or whatever. I don't know what to call it, but it does look different than what we've seen in the past. So I don't know,
And
but
that's all I was trying to say. Like, girl, but I mean, I couldn't have said it any better. You said it. I mean,
right.
Because, and like you said, it doesn't apply to women overall. And I think that's the problem. Like, people are taking this as a moment to get out their frustrations and grievances out on trans, when really we're just talking about these women in the entertainment business, these women that are on platforms, and some of these women that want to be around these rappers in some way or shape or form. They're starting to exaggerate their features in a way that makes them look like unnatural born women, because the non-natural born women, they look like that.
Yeah. I mean, because like I don't have surgery. Like, my face is natural. I have a big butt. I have big boobs. I'm all natural. I don't look like that. You know what I'm saying? I think we can't even really call it like hyper femininity or anything like that, because some of it kind of looks like some of them, it gives them more like a masculine look. Like, there's this buccal fat thing that's like becoming really trendy, where people are like carving out their cheekbones. Like, there's something that people are
It's
doing
like
that's
a cartoon, like a caricature.
Yeah, because they don't even like, when people try to say that's how women look, but like a lot of thin girls, right, they can't relate to maybe like a skinny girl with surgery, because thin girls don't look like that, right? They don't have like super small waist and a big old butt. But then, like, for somebody like myself, I don't identify with someone like Ari, right? I'm a thick girl. I'm naturally thick, but I don't identify with Ari, right? Her waist is a little small, and there's a certain look that's not even pinpointed to what a natural woman looks like. It's like there's something else. And I get why they think that it looks more like trans, because since trans women, who, no disrespect, were biologically male and they were transitioning to try to look more feminine, when you looked at like the exaggerated hips and the exaggerated breasts and stuff like that, that was like, no disrespect, like when you saw somebody like that, you'd be like, okay, she's not that passable, because certain things are a little more exaggerated. And so when you see
so you feel like, wait, that's too, she's got too much of a perfect body, or that's too much. And even though it may not be perfect, it could be botched, but it's just that women are not naturally built that way.
Right, because like natural full hips don't really look like how like a Jada Waiter's hips look. Like it's something there is some sort of aesthetic. Now, whether you think that it's like that's a good thing or a bad thing, then I think that that's kind of up to you. But initially, I will say that trans women did not find it okay for people to be like, oh, that looks trans, because it's like, what are you trying to say? But it's just like a very done, fresh, like, even like, the boobs, they look really hard. Like everything just looks done. I'm sorry to say it like that.
Can we clarify really quickly for the comments? I understand what you're saying, Jessica, but I just Jaleesa, I'm sorry. I just want to make sure that we're clear that we're only talking about a specific identifying group of trans women. Well, I want to make it clear because it's not all trans women that get the surgery, not all trans women that go through ultra feminization, and there are a lot of trans women who are just naturally fish. So I just want to make sure that we're clear that we're only speaking about this one particular aesthetic group of binary women who like to look like this, and it all comes down to them going to the same doctors. Everybody go to the same doctors. Honestly.
And I'm talking about the girls that's outside. Y'all know what the video vixen girls, trans or cisgender female. We know which one we talking about. We talking about the hoes, bitch. Let's be real.
Hello, guys.
Hey.
Hey, Armand. Thanks for having me. Hello, everyone on the panel.
Hello.
Jaleesa, you spoke it so eloquently, and I could tell that you're secure within yourself because you're not coming in all defensive on your womanhood, and you just don't wear those things on your sleeve.
I appreciate that.
Thank you. I just like to say a couple things. One, what I've noticed about heterosexual men and women in the Black community, and it may be everyone, but I'm in the Black community, so I'm speaking on that. Black women were born female. They see everything through the lens of a Black woman. Black men were born male. They see everything through the lens of a Black man. Black women are aligned to womanhood. They're in the women's club. Black men are aligned to manhood. They're in the boys' club. So it's really hard for them to step outside of both clubs, both teams, both allegiance to look at perspectives from other views.
Yes.
And that's why it's this constant beef, because both are aligned to both. Black men don't check Black men. Black women don't check Black women unless a man is involved. Other than that, there is no checking because of the allegiance to a team. It's an invisible team. That's one. Two, you can't own a space that's invisible. Women's space, these are invisible spaces that you don't own. Three, Black women in America are used to Americans, white people, everyone stealing from them and not giving them the credit. So I look at that as another aspect of why it's so hard for Black women to give anybody credit for anything other than themselves, because everyone keeps stealing from them and not giving them the credit. Four, it's like hip hop. Hip hop is a combination of gospel music, country, rock, soul, poetry. It's a combination of them all. And they took it, they ran with it, and create new things and revamp it. They use samples continuously. Someone is sampling someone's old song. As long as they give the original the credit and they revamp it, there is no issue unless you until you give them the credit. Now, I've always heard trans women say, we give credit to natural women. We're trying to look like natural women. As long as you're getting the credit, why does it bother you? Four, the trans aesthetic looks that way to me because they're building a body on top of masculine features.
Yes.
They were born male. So it's going to be exaggerated because you're building on top of something that was already there that wasn't meant to be those feminine features. Five, you get mad about the fish stuff because most heterosexual men use that in a derogatory way towards women. And women, the only way a woman uses the word fish is in a derogatory way. Now, gays call their friends fish as a term of endearment.
Why though?
Let me finish. It's been in the gay community, LGBTQ community for decades. As a term of endearment, it is rarely used in a negative way amongst each other. The same way, but they can do that. But when the straight people, when they're in their straight groups, they refer to trans and other LGBTQ people in negative ways, negative words. So because they have these negative words and they put that they're projecting onto the LGBT community as if it's in a negative way, but it's not. Six, when the girls see me, I'm always put together. My eyebrows are always done. They've been laid for the gods for a very long time.
Okay.
And people always comment on my eyebrows. I always give them tips on where I get my stuff from. But it's always the girls that says, "Oh my gosh, I love your eyebrows, but why they look better than mine?" They start touching their eyebrows. Why they look? I'm mad. They look better than mine. I'm jealous because of that. But then it's the other girls that just say, "Oh my gosh, I love your eyebrows," and leave it at that. Those girls who say, "I just love your eyebrows," and leave it at that, they're bad women. They're beautiful. The girls who backhand compliment me, they always are basic dressing, basic looking, basic hair.
Okay. Let's move on. Miss Simone, let's go
Oh my
ahead.
gosh. Oh my gosh. Hi. How are you doing, Armand? Like
Good. How are you?
I just want to say thank you so much for having me come up here. I'm talking to you on your platform. I'm
Yes.
baffled, shocked, excited. I love your music.
Oh,
Okay.
thank you. Okay.
Okay.
And
Let's get
listen, you
into
don't
it.
have to agree with me. But get it off. Say what you feel.
Whew, okay. So I really feel like the beauty industry has been improved by transgender women as well as the drag community. For example, RuPaul's Drag Race, they do amazing stuff with hair, nails. I mean, I don't see what's the problem, mind you. I just want to say that I was born a woman. I have transgender friends, and I don't see what's the problem with giving them their credit. Okay, they improved the beauty industry. They know how to do things better than us sometimes. Like, what's the problem? Like,
Well,
I don't understand why it's always them being attacked by women. I don't
well, then
understand.
two. Sorry to cut you off, but then I want to say, because I know people in my family, from my mom, my aunts, and things like that, going back to that beauty industry. I know my mom and them. They only some of the time they only wanted to go to the gay men at the beauty salon because they felt like the woman was in there cutting their hair, hating.
Exactly.
So you go to the gay man because you know he finna whip your hair up, baby, and then instead of this woman, because girl, she might be in a mood one day, and all of a sudden cut your edges.
Exactly. There's a lot of women who are straight up haters. Okay, you go to a male who might be homosexual, transgender, drag. They know exactly what men are looking at. They have great attention to detail, very great sense of style. I mean, I don't understand. It bothered me just sitting in the comment section and just looking through the live feed. Um, Queen and the other young lady getting into it because this platform of beauty is big enough for everyone. I don't understand why it's always women versus trans versus drag, and people can say what they want to say in the comment section because it's not right. Like, stop making the transgender community, the drag community, stop making them feel like they don't matter. They do matter just as much as women. And I feel as though if anyone has a problem with what I'm saying, they need to take it up with the straight men because transgender women and drags, they be looking good sometimes. Well, a lot of the time, actually, not even sometimes, they've been looking pretty good. And we take tips and notes from them, but people want to sit up here and act like they don't. That's the only thing I have
And
to
I
say.
think that's the problem. And I think it's fair to say, and it's not, and my thing is this, it's not that women are learning wholeheartedly everything their whole existence from women. But what I'm saying is, as a culture, us as people, gays, women, trans women, like we see things. We're like, oh, that's dope. I might want to try that. Oh, let me do that. Okay, I'm inspired. I learn. I take tips from everybody. Why is that? Why is it so hard to say, you know what, bitch? No shade, girl. This my tranny girlfriend. She ate that bitch, and I decided I kind of wanted to do that too. Or
And I
that
have to get this one thing off of my chest. I really feel as though there's a lot of straight women that hate on transgenders. Because my ex-girlfriend, she would always say things about transgenders like, listen, girl, you're insecure with yourself. Don't be mad because the tranny look good. But
yes.
you're really insecure. You're really mad that transgender looks great, better than you.
Okay. Okay, Queen, to you. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello, Haman. I love your
Hi.
channel. I watch your channel all the time. Hey, everybody up here on the panel. My point is, I'm a woman. I identify as a woman. Don't call me a cis woman. Don't call me a fish.
Okay.
The only thing I could say that, the LGBT community, the trans have contributed to the culture is the lingo. Like the way how y'all speak, the way how y'all move really is really not. I don't feel, because George Washington used to wear wigs. He used to wear makeup. He used to wear wigs. That's some old ass shit. Nobody's not owning makeup or wigs or the beauty, period. Like I respect everybody for who they are. I don't care how you want to live your life. But if you want to tell me that I'm trying to copy a trans aesthetic, to me is, I agree with the bimbo look, like the fake lips, the fake tits, fake booty, all that. Yes, you're trying to enhance yourself, but there's no way a woman is trying to copy an aesthetic of a person who's trying to transition into a woman.
Armand,
Yes.
Can I
can
push
I
back
say
on that?
that this whole bimbo stuff, now as an example, Wendy Williams, I've never heard a black person call Wendy a bimbo or botched. I've always heard people say Wendy Williams
Look like a tranny.
trans. I've never heard that.
This bimbo stuff is coming because they don't want to give transgender the credit.
He has a masculine look.
Can we just first of all, I was just can we just refrain from using the word tranny though?
Okay, yes. Okay.
And
I
just wanted to push back.
So we won't use tranny, we won't use fish out of our fairness.
Well, yeah, those are way two different things, but
I know,
yeah.
but fair is fair. Fair is fair.
That's fine. I just want to also push back because I keep hearing these women in the comment that some cisgender women in the comments keep saying, "Don't call me cis." Let's be clear: the term cisgender is the medical term that identifies what you are. Just like when you call someone a trans woman, the definition means someone who was born male and transitioned to a different and transition who I. Woman.
Yeah, hold on.
You don't need to say, someone who was biologically.
Hold on, Queen. But in all fairness, because then I have to give pushback too. Tranny is just short for transgender, but you take offense to that. But it's really not a bad word.
I wasn't talking about. The reason why we don't use the tranny thing is because it has been turned into a derogatory slur.
Yeah.
I was talking about cisgender, which
Like
is
how
the actual.
fish used to be a derogatory slur.
Yeah.
And now y'all changed the definition.
But y'all still use the word
Hold on. Fish was never a derogatory word in the community where it originated. So let's be clear. And then when I was saying about cisgender, that's an actual term to describe what you are. When you say I'm a biological female, the correct term, the medical term, the scientific term is you are a cisgender woman. That is exactly what it means. So I just wanted to clarify that. And the trans women are not copying anyone. They're still women. Every woman is programmed socially with the same aesthetic towards femininity. And some trans women who see other women around them, their sisters, their mothers, their friends, they tend to go off the same aesthetic and strive for the same male gaze. So it's not no one copying no one. It's everyone subscribing to the same sociological patriarchy system of womanhood.
That part, because when you say you're transitioning into a woman, that means that you're trying to socialize yourself into the ways of a woman.
That's not what being trans means, honey. I
don't care what it means.
No,
anyways,
well, then how can you talk about what it means and say you don't care what it means? That's the disrespect.
How can disrespect doesn't mean
well, then don't speak on it if you don't care what it means. That's what I said.
You're transitioning yourself. That means you're socially trying to socialize yourself into the ways of a woman.
That's not what transitioning means. I gave you the definition. Transgender means that you do not associate and you don't identify with the gender that you were assigned to at birth. It has nothing to do with your anything else other than that. Now, how you adapt socially.
An aesthetic is something like a look. So what is the trans look, if you don't mind me asking?
That's what we was talking about today. We weren't talking about identity. We weren't talking about
what is the aesthetic that some women are aspiring to look like? Let me know. What is the trans aesthetic?
Girl,
this was the whole conversation.
Yeah, you're really flipping it.
My thing is that it's not just trans that get heat. From where I stand, I see Black women, and because this is my community. I don't know about nobody else.
Hold on because I feel like you finna go somewhere else. Hold on.
No,
We
no,
gotta
no,
let
no.
Miss talk. We gotta let Miss
I
talk.
ain't
Let
going
Miss
there.
talk. Let Miss talk because she didn't get a chance to speak yet.
Okay.
Sorry, Ken, but I feel like you finna go somewhere else.
I won't though.
Go ahead. Hello, Miss.
Oh, okay. Hi. I just wanted to go back to.
Hello. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear. I can hear.
Hey, Armand.
Hey.
I wanted to speak on misogyny. I want to bring up the point where the I guess the trans community feels like we're gatekeeping the beauty industry, when I feel like that's not the case. I feel like we embrace males to a point where it feels like if you're not infiltrating our space, it's like y'all want to infiltrate our spaces, but we can't infiltrate yours. I don't see a woman president. I don't see a woman football league. I don't see the WNBA getting as much praise as the NBA. I don't see, there are several male spaces where women are still to this day gate kept from, but it's like y'all want to come over in a woman's space and dictate and tell us you look better than us, you can be more woman than us, you are, it sounds like you're trying to overstep our presence. So
no,
when
these are white men.
No one ever said that.
White
y'all
men.
do say that. The guy just
Who
came
said
on the
that?
panel
Who said it? Who said it?
Well, someone on the panel even came up and said something along the lines of, women, or y'all makeup better than us and this and that. It just seems like misogyny. I just wanted to talk about misogyny. I feel like no one has ever told gays or trans that you cannot do this or that. It seems like
really? What
over
planet are you living in? They tell gays and they're taking away trans people's rights every single day.
A lot of shade, and y'all try to imply that you're more woman than we are.
No one's saying that they're more woman. Y'all are the ones saying that y'all more woman. All trans people are saying is they just want to exist and identify how they want to exist and identify. Nobody is saying that. No one brings out a lever of more. And let's not sit here and act like trans people are not being targeted every single day and dying every single day, honey. Let's not do that.
Women aren't killing y'all. We literally are. We were in a beauty industry,
but they're obviously not protecting us either.
We're in industries minding our business, and we actually welcome you into our space. So I want to say, at what point are we not welcoming you and not accepting you and not embracing you?
You can go to the chat and look at the point of they're not being accepted.
Hold on. Okay, can I just let my point?
Overtake an infiltrator, or are you just bad that you're not getting accepted? Because you are getting accepted. But
here's the thing.
It's a problem because you want to dominate an industry, but we can't dominate any of your industries. That's why I'm speaking on misogyny.
Okay, so let's talk about. Hold on. Okay, so I like her point. Okay, so I personally, and it's just 6 of us here, child. We can't speak for the full 7 billion people in the world, but I can personally say, for me on this panel, I've never been like a gay or a person to think like, oh, I do this better than a woman, or I'm better than this, or this, that, and the third. And I don't really think that I have friends that are trans or gay that feel that way. Now, on the other side of the coin, have there been shady moments where be like, oh, these girls is mad because bitch, I'm sitting as fish girl and I can compete? Yes, that's just how people talk. But what I'm saying is, I don't think that us gays or trans are trying to infiltrate a space. We just like what we like. And I think my point was, why is it a problem for us to be good in a feminine space? The lady that was on earlier was basically taking away everything that gay people and trans people contributed to the beauty industry or these feminine spaces, basically saying that we shouldn't be here because women aren't celebrated. That's not my problem. If I decide as a person that I like hair and makeup and I practice every day and I'm good at it and I get a great paying job or build a great career out of that, why should that be taken away from me because I'm not a woman?
Right.
Why shouldn't I be allowed that opportunity? That does not mean that, oh, I'm trying to be better than a woman, or, no, it doesn't mean that at all. It just means that I like hair and makeup and I happen to be good at what I do. You know what I'm saying? And I don't feel like women can't infiltrate our spaces. And I think this is where it becomes a problem for me. Nobody likes to talk about how for many, 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 many years, men and transgenders, gay men, we cannot play the front. I'm going to make it about me for a second. On my Jason Lee shit, bitch, I've dropped a song called Been a Minute. I literally had to change the fucking screen, the album cover, to a man and a woman. You know why? Because just women or people wouldn't even give my song a listen if they would have been a torso of a man.
Right.
That's the world we still live in. As a gay person making music, you can't even really become mainstream because people don't want to accept you in that space, because I don't want to hear a man talking about another man.
Right.
Especially in the Black community.
Especially in the Black community. So we cannot act like gay people are accepted in the forefront. We are expected to always play the background. And then now what I'm hearing is we shouldn't even be allowed to be on the glam team.
Now that's a problem within yourselves. Your own men, your own brothers are not accepting you. Women have always accepted you all, or we wouldn't even be.
I love Saucy Santana.
You have a female dominant audience, Armand. So women have always accepted you all. It's each other that you don't accept. It's the Black males that don't accept you. It's the Black males that don't want to be around you. It's the Black males that oppress you. But we are not your oppressors. Now, what's wrong with being a subsidiary and being on the side? Y'all have never had a problem with a female vice president. Y'all have never had a problem with a female taking the backseat in an entry or a role or in a field or area where she knows she's not, she doesn't dominate it. Y'all don't let women dominate your industries, like I said. But it seems like you have a problem. I don't think that's true.
We're like outsiders.
Can we just be clear that trans women are fighting for the rights of all women? They never say that they're only fighting for the rights of cis women.
Why does it have to be a competition?
But how can you? This is my thing.
Like a trans man can never fight for me.
First of all,
a woman can never fight for me.
That's the problem. That's unfortunate.
That's the problem.
That's unfortunate, sweetie. That's why we'll never get any. That's why we'll never get anywhere, because we're together stronger than we are apart. And look at the way that you're thinking. But then you want to. But then you want to sit there and say there's always competition.
Why is it a competition? Why would you say that? Why would you say a trans woman could never fight for you? We all
crazy.
Black. I don't know. I'm assuming we all Black.
To a woman's struggle at the end of the day.
How can we not relate to a woman's struggle? We present as women every day. We deal with the same things. We deal with.
I can never.
How would you know? How many trans friends do you have? How many trans women friends do you have?
I don't have any trans friends.
Exactly. So you need to. So you're talking about something you have no idea. You're just a hater, girl. That's all. Bye. Have a seat.
Hating on what? Hating on what?
Obviously, you're mad.
I was born. I'm not hating on what?
That's fine. You're natural born, but I can get the same men that you get, baby. It's no difference. It's not a difference. That's where the real anger comes in at.
This is a lot.
You're mad.
This is a lot.
Mad.
The fuck? Oh, that's what I thought. I'm sorry.
You don't seem very comfortable in your womanhood.
Hey, she's not trying to be a trans aesthetic.
Like I was saying.
Okay, Goddess. Okay, Goddess. Okay, come on. Okay, Goddess. Sledge. Go ahead. Hello.
Who's going first?
You going first. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm gonna just say it like this. I don't necessarily find anything wrong with somebody calling me a cisgendered woman because of the fact that that's literally what I am. What I don't appreciate is the fact that it always has to become some sort of a battle like it just did, and women are constantly saying that it's not. You can't sit there and say that there's no trans women out here that aren't fighting for y'all when literally a lot of the same things that y'all deal with, they deal with. Let's think about the trans women who don't necessarily look like a man or look like, what they were naturally born as. They have the same women problems. Oh, okay, they can't have a baby, they can't have a period. But at the end of the day, if nobody knows that person was a man before, they're still going through the same type of insecurities about their body. They're going through the same things of being shut down by a man. It doesn't matter whether or not they were born that way or not. At the end of the day, if they're not coming for you in a negative way, shape, form, or fashion, there's no reason to come for them. A lot of these women are really uncomfortable with who they are as a person, whether they're woman or not. And that's what the real tea is. Because I have trans friends. I don't see trans men going out of their way to disrespect a regular cisgendered woman. I see that in the regular Black women community because of the fact that at the end of the day, listen, if you live in your life and your life is great and you having fun being a natural woman, getting periods and all of that, just like I do, then there's no reason why I have to come for you for being who you feel you are. If that's what they feel they are, then why does that make you so upset within yourself? That doesn't even make sense. That doesn't make sense for me to go out of my way to say, okay, well, you weren't a woman when you were born. What does that do? How does that change that person is trans now? how is that going to affect me in my everyday life just because
to Mrs. point, she felt though like a lot of the trans community and the LGBT community tries to erase women and don't put them on the forefront and try to take the credit for women, you know, and so maybe that's where and she said that she feels like that community tries to, you know, compete with them.
But that's not the case.
Not true.
They don't have to compete. If like you said, they don't compare to you as a natural born woman, they don't have to compete with you. At the end of the day, what the reality is, like you said, Armand, it's the fact that a lot of their men like trans women and they don't necessarily like that. Let's really look at the fact, since we wanted to talk about history so much, the first person that ever publicly came out as a transgender woman was born in 1929. Trans women have been around for a long time. It's just because now we're seeing the proof in our face that these women are going to be who they want to be. They're going to be proud of who they are, and y'all don't like that. I understand that there's a lot that comes with being a natural born Black woman, but at the end of the day, you can't sit there and say that their fight is okay. Yeah, their fight is completely different, but we're all still fighting for the same stuff. We're all still Black. We're all still not getting paid the same. We're all
and to add myself and my gay boy and my gay boys in this, for all of us, trans, cisgender, and gay boys, these niggas still ain't shit. And that's what it all boils down to.
At the end of the day, your man is still going to leave you. Your man is still going to go and mess with the next girl. Your man is still going to do whatever he wants to do, whether it's with a trans woman or not. So the fact that y'all want to be so angry about somebody being unapologetically themselves when that's what y'all want to be, it doesn't make any sense.
This all boils down to niggas. I'm telling you. That's what it boils down to.
Like.
That's all about it boils down to niggas.
And I just want to make a point for Miss who was saying that a trans person could never fight for that. I'm gonna let you know this. I'm one of the leaders in the fight for reproductive justice for women. For women and trans men. We are out here doing the work for y'all, even though y'all don't want to accept us. We have always been pushing the envelope for our Black women, uplifting our Black women constantly.
I have never not met somebody in the LGBTQ community, whether they were trans, bi, gay, straight, ally, whatever, that hasn't been fighting a fight. There's not one trans woman out here right now that is not fighting a fight. Period. Whether you feel like they're not fighting for you personally, then fight for yourself. That's not their job, babe.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. I can only speak in my crew, in my area. The only time I've seen, because I gotta do both sides. The only time I've seen the gays and some of the trans start to cut up when it comes to cisgender women is when they feel tried. Like, girl, you're not gonna get to play in my face, girl, because you can't take it. Bitch, I'm fabulous, girl, and I'm gonna switch my sissy ass through here, and I'm gonna wear and I'm gonna look good doing it, bitch. And if you feel some type of way, girl, I'm gonna read you, because at the end of the day, girl, you cannot take that I'm fabulous and you feel some type of way.
You can feel however you want to feel about you, but don't let your insecurities and how you negatively look at yourself every day, don't take that out on trans women. Don't take that out on gay men. First of all, let's go back, because people bringing up Jeffree Star, which is a whole nother conversation in itself. First of all, he's not trans. Second of all, we know the issues and how problematic he is. That has nothing to do with how you treat the next trans woman when you standing next to her at Walmart, or how you treat the trans woman who's walking out the gas station. You're like, this, that, and the third. That has nothing to do with anything. When it comes down to it, like you said, like somebody said, there's a boys group, there's a girls group. And in the Black community, it doesn't matter. Before we even get to the trans talk, when we're just talking about gay people, Black people got a problem with it. It doesn't matter. Y'all gonna find a problem in the LGBT community, no matter what it's about.
Yes,
y'all are
because
we've
been conditioned with that since religion, for the Christianity. So that's So
and all Christianity is a whistleblower for white supremacy. That's all I'm saying, honey.
A lot of the things that women, or even, and I am a woman, so I don't want nobody to even try it. But at the end of the day, a lot of the things that us as women like to get mad at, it's not really from the person that we're mad at. It stems from something else. And instead of looking in yourself, figuring out what it is that you don't like about you, you want to take it out on the next woman, and that's not okay. Just like a lot of women, I am an ally. I do mess with the trans community. I love the trans girls. But then when you get mad at something, or you see somebody went viral for messing with a trans woman, you got so much to talk.
Not even that. Let them be in the club. Let them be in the club with you. Let them be in the club with you.
I want Miss to talk, because it's interesting, because I like her, and she's a fan of my show. But it's interesting because I would like you to talk, because and I could be
But when
petty
these
wrong.
people are talking, can they straight up say, okay, I really just don't like the community, or I really just don't like
Hold
it.
on. That's what I was gonna say, because I feel like she might be one of those girls that might watch me, but be having her man in there like turn, but have her man like turn that faggot off, and she think that's funny.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? She give me that.
There's a lot of women who say, like, oh, I rock with y'all, but then when somebody's talking mess, oh, well, true. Oh, that makes sense. Oh, I see that. But how are you 1 second this way when you're in a trans face that you know, okay, she's beautiful. I'm gonna tell her shoes look good, da 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 da. But then the next second, it's a whole nother story. JT, the same one that said, oh, she looks like a trans, whatever. When she was on live with Santana a couple months back, and her friends was in the background calling him a faggot and this, that, and the third, she did not say a word.
She kikied and
she
cackled.
did not say a word. She kikied and cackled like it was cute and sweet, but then wanted to hang out with Santana a couple weeks later. That is not cool. Just say what it really is. If you don't really rock with it, or your religion is keeping you from wanting to be a part of it or understand it, say that. But don't sit here and try to act 1 second, in 2 sentences, oh, well, they're cool, but oh, I like them, but oh, I rock with them, but no, it don't work
let her talk. Let her talk.
Okay, I just want to say again, I feel like this is a gaslighting tactic.
Okay.
And I feel like I've never been in a situation where I felt the need to put trans down. It's a respect thing at the end of the day. It seems like y'all, we let y'all in this space. We've let y'all thrive in this space.
How do you let somebody in a space?
No, let her finish. She did not interrupt you.
I really didn't. I feel like it's a respect thing. I feel like there's constant shade being thrown. There's constant one-uppings. There's constant comparison and competition. When I feel like women have only done it nothing but embrace you all and hang with y'all and kiki or whatever you want to call it. If my man sees Armand on the show, yes, he does laugh. Okay, he's a black man. So again, the problem is not.
Oh my God.
Problem is with you all and each other. You all put each other down more than we put you down, but you want us to be your enemy. But it's like y'all are the confused ones in my mind, because you don't know who
oh, girl, you trying it.
Like, what is you talking about?
Let her finish.
The males are the ones that humiliate y'all, pick on y'all, judge y'all, stereotype y'all. But then when women sit and embrace y'all want to try to put it all on us, like we're the ones that just hate your guts, when we've, like I said, we've done nothing but embrace trans.
You sound pretty hateful to me, honey.
Mrs., I'm not even gonna say you sound hateful.
Okay,
hold
on. Okay, I'm gonna remove y'all because you gotta let her finish. You gotta let her finish. She did not interrupt nobody up here.
I said what I had to say. I'm not here to go back and forth.
No, but go ahead. The floor is yours. It's literally no one. They're not gonna interrupt you. Finish.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's about respect and misogyny for me. Like I said.
Okay, but let me ask you this. Do you have gay friends? You don't have any trans friends, but you have gay friends.
I've had a couple of gay friends, yeah. But
so how can you say what you said, but you don't even frequent gay or trans people, so you don't really know what it's like?
Because of a space like this and spaces like this, where you all talk and you all express yourselves and you let us know what's on your mind. Online, offline, in person. You all, it's not hard to see.
So do you not have trans friends or gay friends just because they're not around? Because you're a pretty girl. I feel like people would be attracted to you. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like you would attract those kind of people. So why are they not? How you just never made any friends like that?
It's an environmental thing. I live in a white suburban area. So I don't, I live in a predominantly white city. So I'm not around spaces, but this is my thing. And I think this is the thing with a lot of women. We have no problem with you all. It's the respect thing at the end of the day, when it seems like y'all try to step on our toes and make snide remarks and try to talk over us and project your presence beyond ours in our spaces. That's where I feel like the problem is. I don't have a problem with gays. Like I said,
can I ask you a question, Mrs.?
If we did, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. You wouldn't have a platform full of Black women supporting you if we were just so homophobic. And y'all want to make Black women seem so homophobic and transphobic when that's not us. That's you. That's your men, and that's each other that are homophobic and transphobic. But y'all don't argue with
you just came on here and said a whole bunch of transphobic and homophobic things and then say, that's not me. I'm not like that. But if my man did come in and say that, that's not me. I'm not like that. Girl, I don't think you're listening to what you're saying. Literally, the stuff coming out your mouth is the definition of transphobia. All the stuff you have said out your mouth is homophobia. You're living in a delusional la-la land, and you obviously don't want to accept what it is. So if you don't like us, say you don't like us. But stop the cap. Stop it.
You don't want me to like you.
But can I ask you a question, though,
Armand, can I
Mrs.
say
For real?
something?
Okay,
Like,
okay, hold on. Okay,
I
hold
just
on.
have a question.
Okay, ask your question, Sledge. Then we're gonna go to Goddess, and then we're gonna go to Kayla.
Okay.
Kyla.
So my question is, so if you feel as how can you feel as though these things are occurring and trans people don't want this and the people in their community this, that, and the third, if you're not around them to know? The thing is, like Queen said, you said a lot of things that contradicted your point. If I have a gay friend and I'm like, oh yeah, he's cute, but his personality gets on my nerves and da 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 da, that's fine. But at the same time, I'm still low-key still giving a backhanded compliment. And what it is Black women give a lot of backhanded compliments. And you can't sit there and say that, oh, well, it's your community that's doing it to yourselves, when Black women do that to each other. And just because trans women don't want to be treated that way, now all of a sudden, oh, y'all don't want us to like you. Y'all don't want us to like y'all. Girl, you know what y'all do in your own community. We know what we do in our community. Black women talk mess about Black women every single day, 24/7. But then when a trans person is like, oh no, baby, I'm not going to deal with that. I don't want that. We're not going to do that. Oh, y'all just don't want nobody that, y'all just comparing yourself. If at the end of the day, that person is just being unapologetically themselves, and they're also, making suggestions to other communities on how they want to be treated, what is the problem with that? Just like don't nobody want to be called sis. Don't nobody want to be called. I thought I couldn't interrupt.
My man comes in the room and hears Armand Wiggins.
I thought I couldn't interrupt.
He sees that he's gay, and my Black man does not like Armand. That's not a Black woman's problem. That's a Black man's problem.
That is a Black woman's problem, because how are you an ally? How are you an ally? How are you an ally with the homophobic man?
What are you talking about? If that's something that you allow in your space, and that's something that you want to be there for, and you want to show off, and you like him, and you appreciate this, then why wouldn't you want your man to be less ignorant and not, talk mess about something that you like and appreciate? Because at the end of the day, he's also talking a mess about something that you like. That doesn't make any sense, babe. You're literally not making sense, honey.
Man does not like gay men. That's not.
He doesn't have to like a gay man to understand that person is still going to exist. That person is still going to be funny, and my girl is still going to watch them. So I don't have to talk mess about him, because I'm essentially talking mess about something that she has an interest in. Hello?
Yes, hello. Again, my point, if my straight Black man sees a gay man,
but then he's not even, but that doesn't even make no sense, baby, because you said it was the people in the community. You said it was the people in the community, and if he's straight, he's not in the community. So at the end of the day, we're going back to heterosexual Black people being toxic.
The problem is Black men are the homophobic and the transphobic, but y'all want to project it as if it's Black women that don't like y'all when we're letting you in our
Okay, so you're admitting that your Black man is transphobic.
But I'm saying is, like, your man is the your man is the closest thing to you. So like you guys share the same viewpoint. Like, that's just weird. I couldn't sit if my man hated Black women. That just is weird, because I would have to hate him too a little bit. Like, you feel me? Like,
that's like a
what
racist.
It is. That's just what
with
it
a Black
is.
woman. That makes sense. It's like a racist be with a Black woman.
Okay, so let Kyla go ahead. Kyla, go ahead, Kyla.
First of all, I just want to say, Armand, I love you. I've been subscribed to you for about like a year and a half now.
Thank you.
You're so funny. Oh my gosh. But anyways, I just want to speak on the topic. I don't want to get into the arguing, none of that. I'm just here about the topic because I've seen this on Twitter, and I was instantly thought of you, and I was like, yes, I'm ready for this conversation. And I believe that it's not all women, and like I've heard other things saying that not all trans women get the surgery, but a lot of these celebrities are starting to look like trans women, and I feel like it's a lot easier.
Looks a mess.
She does. And I feel like it's easier for our trans women now to be able to blend in with us. Not all of us natural women, but it's a lot easier for them to blend in with us now, because a lot of our women are starting to look like them. And when people say the bimbo aesthetic, when I think of bimbo, I think blonde hair, super tan skin, big boobies, no butt, because I feel like a lot of bimbos really don't have the little butt. This is just my thought. Like, I'm thinking like Paris Hilton, Nicole Richie. Like, when I think of bimbo, that's what I think of. You know, I don't really think of like this super like robot AI looking type of person. I just think of this, super, just like, oh, ditzy, pretty, pink, kind of thin, huge boobs and that. So I just want to say I 100% agree on this topic. And yeah, that's it. And I love
And
you,
I agree
Armand.
with your
Keep doing
take on the
you.
bimbo aesthetic, because it was giving like ditzy, like fake boobs and like Baywatchy Pamela Anderson vibes. It's not giving.
Exactly.
It's not giving exaggerated hips, high cheekbones, lips, big old titty. Like, it's not giving that. That's giving trans.
The stuff that I see when I'm watching a ballroom on YouTube is the stuff that I see that these ladies are looking like now, versus when I watch, like, if you go watch The Simple Life with Nicole Richie and Paris Hilton, those are bimbos and they look nothing like that.
Yeah.
So that's all I want to say. And thank you for allowing me on the platform, and keep doing you. You're amazing. I love you. Whatever. Bye.
Thank you. Okay, go ahead, Goddess. Gold girl, you done been up here messing in my chat the whole time. Okay, let me see. Did I get everybody else on here? Okay, go ahead. CD, Ashley. Hey, go ahead, Diamond.
Okay. Hello. Wait, hold on. Sorry. I wanted to say a few things, but the one thing I wanted to say is I don't understand how we don't accept trans women, but when you look at trans men are never talked about. Like, trans women are actually talked about, and we actually see them evolving. Straight men don't even acknowledge trans men. So I don't understand that point when y'all try to make it seem like we just hate trans women. But at the same time, I see women are the ones that are going hard for y'all. Women are the ones that are going hard for y'all. Straight men are the ones that are killing y'all. So I don't understand. I just think that a lot of trans women, they have a lot of anger towards women because that's what they really always want to be, and they know that no matter how much surgery they get done, they can never be a natural born woman. But not even that, but even going, it's not the same. Telling a man that you are trans, straight women don't go through that. Natural born women don't go through that. You have to go through a whole experience. You have to be paranoid if this man is going to kill you. Like, it's so much things that go into that.
Wow.
That's interesting. Like, okay.
I just don't understand, because I'm like, trans women are actually being talked about. There was a trans woman
So
that was advertising
trans women are not trying to.
There was trans women that are advertising for tampon, for pads. So it was like a popular thing. So I don't understand how trans women are not included, or trans women are not supported by other women. I'm like, straight men, you can never. Straight men don't even acknowledge trans men. There are a lot of trans men. It took me a while to actually understand that there are actually trans men out there. There's a lot of them, but you don't hear them. They don't compare themselves to straight men. They don't do that. And the thing is, a lot of trans women, they will compare themselves with straight women, and they like to give them a one-up or whatever. They like to be in competition. I'm like, the reality is,
give me some examples. Give us some examples. Give us some examples, because y'all come up here and say this. I don't know any trans women that go out there and publicly compare themselves to other women.
I just want to stick to the topic at hand, Armand.
Okay. Go ahead. CD, go ahead. Okay, Diamond, go ahead, CD.
So I just want to stay with the topic at hand. When I was growing up, girls would say like they wanted the Playboy look and the Bratz look. Like, I never heard nobody say, "Oh yeah, I want to. I don't want the trans look," or I never heard that. So when I see the Aries, and y'all brought up Jada Waiter, I think of like when we were kids. We were like, I can't wait to grow up, and I want to have the Barbie look, the Bratz look, the Playboy look. We never said we wanted the trans look. And it, even just a few minutes ago, when somebody said that Summer Walker was doing the trans look, somebody else said, let's be real, Summer Walker looks a mess. So I'm like, well, I thought y'all said the trans look was in. So which one is it? I don't know. So
I don't think anybody's saying that it's a trans look. I think what they're saying is,
well, like, the trans aesthetic. I'm saying.
Well, I think what they're just. I think the point is that it's just influence. It's not saying that, because the trans experience is not a monolith. All trans women don't look the same. They don't go through the same experiences. But when it comes to the aesthetic, I think that what they're saying is that it's influence. That bimbo look, the things that you name, all that drew its influences from the drag community, from the queer community.
Queen, maybe now, but I don't know.
But I just want to say this.
Okay, hold on.
I just want to say this. Wait. Just let me say this.
I think.
Diamond, wait a minute.
Diamond, just
I don't understand. Like, I don't understand how that's the trans aesthetic when there are women with double D.
Diamond. I want to tell. I challenge a lot of y'all that are cis hetero that have no experience in the history of queer history. Just take some time during Black History Month and just do a little research on the queer community.
No, I don't care. That's not my fight. I don't really care for y'all.
But wait, let me finish, because
Queen, when you're done, can I touch on something that CB
Well,
said?
I just wanted to let me just finish out what I was saying, and y'all can go back and forth.
Okay, hold on, because that was
hold on. You are picking me. You going so hard for a group
hold
of
on,
people
that sounds so ignorant. Hold on, that sounds so ignorant. Hold on. Let's just because this is so ignorant. This gets so ignorant. Okay, hold on. It gets so ignorant. Okay, we have to do this because I need you guys to understand what is being said now. Okay, what is being said? Y'all have to hear what is the words that's being said. From the first day, this is not my fight. The last lady said, I don't have to do this. Y'all can't help me. That's not my fight. I don't care. These are coming from Black people. So this is not about now an aesthetic or a look. You feel some type of way. Because at the end of the day, it should be all of our fights together, because before we trans, cis, female, gay, we Black. All of that other stuff is second. But it's not your fight because you feel some type of way. You feel some type of way. So it doesn't matter which way the conversation goes. You feel some type of way. So it doesn't matter what's being said. You're not going to hear it because you don't like said person. And I think because everybody keeps yelling, like, we can go and we can talk slow. We can talk fast. You can yell like me. You can be very well spoken like the other one, but you got to listen. And if you're not listening, a lot of these women are getting up here. They don't like gay. Period. You can be trans. You can not be trans. They don't like gay. It's just what it is. And that's fine. But the thing is, it's not your fight. It's not your fight. But yet, you literally have people coming up here talking about, and you have people in the comments dragging me, and you also had a woman here that was saying that we should be putting women to the forefront. We should be doing this. We should be doing that. You know, they expect gays to be on the front lines with the George Floyds and this, that, and the third, and protect Black women and da-da-da-da-da. But then you have Black women up here literally saying, fuck you trannies. It's not my fault. It's not my fight. Now, if I let a bunch of sissies and transgenders get up here and say, fuck you Black women, that's not my fight, this whole platform will be turned around. You guys will be going crazy. Yet, no one sees a problem in these women coming up here basically saying, fuck you faggots. It's not my fight. Yet, these same queer people are supposed to care about you. Wow. Wow. This is the shit I be talking about. This is the shit I be talking about. They saying who said it. That's the point. You didn't even hear it because it's natural. You feel it. You didn't even hear nobody said it. It was said basically twice by two different people. What do you mean? Oh yeah, nobody heard it. Now I'm just talking to myself. Yeah, you're right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, child. No, I didn't say that. Yeah. Diamond said it. Let me bring y'all back up here.
It was Diamond who said it. And that's why I said, Diamond, let Queen talk, because I don't feel that way. Maybe that's the look that everybody is going for now. I'm just saying, as growing, like as a woman and growing up, I never, and I'm into fashion and all that. I don't look to transsexuals for fashion. I think of when I was a kid, I was like, I wanted the Playgirl look and the Bratz look. That's what I think of. I contribute the lingo that y'all have to y'all, but the whole aesthetic look, I don't
and yeah, I feel what you were saying. That's why I was saying, like, the reason why you don't accredit that to trans people or queer people is because they have always been pushed in the background. They have always been there, and that's why I said I challenge y'all to actually just do some research on some of the.
But I do. I'm really into gay culture. I really am.
Yeah, and I've been learning. I learned too. Like, I had a lot of ignorance. I had a lot of misogyny and stuff that I had to untrain myself too, and I get it. But like, I'm just saying, at the end of the day, we all Black. We all need to be fighting together, and that's the problem. It's always
exactly.
like
and my thing is for CD, you can very well, got your influence from somewhere else, right? But that's still, for me, my thing today and my point, my whole thing, if I don't say anything else, I just want to be clear. Transgender women are not cisgender women. Gay men, yes, they are not women at all. However, transgender gay men, we have contributed to the culture of beauty, femininity,
Yes, for
fashion.
sure.
We
Yeah.
have. So
Yes.
and there is and women have pulled influence from there in one way or another.
I agree with that.
I just think that it's fair to say, I just think that it's fair to give credit. Like,
I
girl,
agree
it
with that.
is.
But
I mean,
don't
it's
be a woman
Gucci.
and try to give credit, Armand, because then you a pick me. then you want to be a pick
Y'all talk about Gucci, Basquiat, Versace. Y'all talk about
But
these
yeah,
brands, these
I do agree
labels.
that we're
They're
all
all
Black.
ran by gay
We're
men.
all Black.
Okay.
We're all Black, but we still have different experiences. That's what I strongly believe.
All right, thank you, Armand. I'm out. Bye.
All right. And somebody said, okay, and vice versa. Yes. Well, see, I think this is the problem too. I know me, and I know a lot of my trans friends, they never have a problem saying, girl, we get it from the women. Like, yeah, we emulate women. Like, we live from, like, women are the beginning. However, just like Saucy Santana, and this is when a lot of you guys killed Saucy Santana, because he didn't say it the right way. He was kind of like, the gays are teaching women how to be women. I'll say this, the gays have taken what they have learned from women and they've added to it and advanced it.
They made it their own.
They did, but guess what happened? It comes back around, and it's kind of cool. And so the girls that get it, and they say, "Well, girl, let me go ahead and tap into that too, because I like what that boy with the gays over here they did with that. And so, girl, let me add my little zhuzh to it and make it my thing, and that's okay."
And when
Beyonce
it comes to
does it all the time.
Yep. And when it comes to the trans women, they're not trying to be cisgender women. Trans women don't want to be cisgender women. They just want to exist and be trans women. Nobody's trying to replace. We understand that trans women are not cisgender women. Contrary to the belief, no one's trying to be. They're being what they are, trans women. And y'all just don't want to accept the fact that trans women are trans women. That's why y'all keep saying trans.
And it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make sense, because if y'all are so sure in yourselves and so confident and you love yourself so much, even if that person was trying to be a cisgender woman, what difference would it make in your life?
Well, I'll say this.
No one really cares, though. You really live in reality.
Most trans people that I know, are very happy being trans.
Natural women are not worrying about trans women. That's just the
That's
reality.
a lie. But every time y'all talk about them, y'all can't help but disrespect them.
You're delusional if you really think that naturally born women are out here threatened by
let me get in on this real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Girl.
Okay,
but I will say this though. When it comes to the drag makeup, though, y'all did that, though. Y'all started that with the dramatic
okay. That's what I was going to speak.
With the long lashes, y'all started that.
That's exactly what I was going to speak.
But that doesn't mean that it looks good on natural women, because it doesn't look good all the time.
Diamond, honey. Okay, can I
hear
me?
Yes.
Okay, that's exactly what I was going to speak on. Even the small nuances like the long lashes, contouring of the face, contouring of the nose, makeup on the lace. We got that from gay stylists, gay makeup artists, gay drag queens, whatever you want to call it. So we can't just say, oh, we just came up with a lot of the stuff that we're doing right now. We're talking about 2023 right now to this day. We just found it in the backyard somewhere. No, we got that from Black gay artists.
Period.
And I like what you said, artists. And yes, it's art.
Yes, it's completely art. And we have taken it and we did our judge with it and everything else, but we do not give credit to them. We just say, this is how we're doing it.
Women do not own the claim to femininity. That's what we need to be talking about. They keep acting like cisgender
we weren't thinking about slimming.
The claim to what it means to be feminine.
We weren't thinking about slimming down our noses and highlighting our cheek
contour.
Thank you. So even those small things, we could leave the surgery out of it. We have been doing it, and we don't give them any credit. So
and I'm gonna be honest with you, women do not own femininity.
at
Just
all.
like men don't own masculinity.
Just
You
like
don't
you
own
may be
that.
naturally feminine, but you don't own it. You didn't create it. It's something that's been
There are
it's
women.
been
There are
here since the
women
beginning
who
of
are
time.
cisgender
means just
who are
dressing
more
up, just putting
masculine.
on a fake wig on, putting no, that's not it.
Thank you.
Okay, that's not
But
it.
I do have a story. I had went to
Wearing clothes, wearing
I went
fake
to beauty
wigs,
school at
all
one
that
point
don't
in
make a
time,
woman. Period.
and the beauty
Okay.
Doesn't
school I
make you
went to
feminine.
was in a
Hold on, Diamond.
the beauty school I went to was in West Hollywood. Predominantly, students were mixed race. Me and maybe 3 or 4 other Black girls, and it was one transgender woman. Her name was Lindsaya. And when I first got there, the energy was off. But when I addressed her as a woman. She gave me woman. So I called her, she, Lindsaya. And when I started doing that, some of the other, I guess, Black women
Black.
who thought
Mhm.
I was supposed to be their friend and they homegirl, they felt the type of way. And I'm like, she looks like a woman. What do you want me to do about it? Why do I have to have hate for her because she looks like a woman? I
Or not
don't
respect
get
who
it.
she is.
And I respect who she is. And she broke down to me and was just like, I've been going here for the past couple months and I've been getting treated all kinds of ways, and not from just Black women, white
Black
women,
women get treated.
Indian
They're
women,
affected by
Latino
colorism and all
women.
kinds of
It was
stuff. We are still women in a pay country, so I
thank
don't
But
you.
let
understand
me
what you're
ask,
saying.
and let me ask this: why is it
Okay.
any time that the conversation is about trans or LGBT, it all goes, well, Black women don't get this. Well, I mean,
Because
that's
they make
It's
it
not
seem like they're
about
the
y'all
only ones that are going
but
through
nobody
stuff.
was
We've been going
saying.
through stuff for a long time, and we
Yeah, we
still are.
understand that two things
Colorism
can
comes
exist at
from
the same
discriminating
time.
against other
Yes.
Black
Okay.
people.
Diamond,
But
two
Black
things
women do
can
that with
exist at the
every
same time.
community. Black
And I
women do that
find
with
it so
every
funny that
community.
the
They're the
same
only
Black
ones
women,
ever
and I
going through
find it.
anything.
And I also want to
I want to say
say
one
about
thing.
the policing Black gay spaces and policing Black gay language. If you don't like
Queer
what's
language.
being said, I mean, excuse me, queer language, if you don't like what's being said, exit yourself out the space.
But we say not for y'all
Exit
not to call it
yourself
cis
out the
women though.
space. I am
Y'all
so
have all these
over,
rules when it
and
comes
I've
to
heard this
y'all, but when it's
argument over and
when it's
over
us and we
again
don't want y'all to call
about
us
Black
cis
women having
women,
a problem
y'all
being
are in
called
dispute.
fish. But honey,
We
you
said
do
don't
not
call us
smell
cis
like
women.
flowers when you
Don't
are
call
on
us
your
cis
cycle.
women.
So if you
Okay.
feel offended by it, you need to check yourself.
Arrogant.
I wouldn't even
Check
say all of that,
yourself.
but at the end
Okay.
of the day,
Yeah.
there are
Okay.
words. There are words that the straight community uses and they're offensive, and we still use them anyway because we
Yes,
don't care. So at the end
exactly.
of the day,
Okay, so
if
let me just
somebody's
say this
telling
though.
you, no,
Okay,
if
let me make
somebody's
one point.
telling you straight up, I
Remove
don't mean it
yourself
like
from the
that,
Your voice
then
is
space.
so
take it.
fucking annoying.
If
Just
somebody's saying that's
remove
not the
yourself from the
intention,
space.
exactly, remove
Why you
yourself
have
from the
to tell
space or just
somebody
accept
what
what it
to
really
say and how to
means.
say it,
I
but
just
yet
find
we
it
use
funny that y'all
shade,
just
we
sat here,
use tea, we use
y'all
trade,
sat
we
here
use
and said
all of
that
their
Black women
lingo,
are
but when they say
homophobic.
fish, all of
Y'all
a
said
sudden
Black
we're
women.
offended.
Y'all
You
said
need to
this
be
about
offended
Black
by
women, but
all
it's
of the
Black women
lingo
defending
and
y'all.
not use
It's
none
Black
of the
women
lingo
defending
if
y'all.
you
So
have a
how is
problem
Black
with
women
one
Period.
word
homophobic, but it's
that is
Black
in
women
the
Period.
defending
lingo.
y'all?
Bye,
How is
diamond.
Black women
That's
Bye,
it.
homophobic, but it's
fish.
Black women
That's it.
defending y'all? It's Black
Diamond, you're
women
still
defending y'all
cis.
trans
Oh,
women.
you're
So
gonna
I
say
don't
all of
understand
this
how
and you're
Black
still
women
gonna
are
be a
so
cis woman.
homophobic.
Yeah,
You're
you're
gonna
still
say
a
all of this
cisgender
and you're still gonna be a
woman.
cis woman. You're
Get
still gonna be a
over
cisgender
it.
woman. It is what it
Get
What?
is.
over it.
Get over what?
You're gonna say all of that and
And
still
it's
be
never defined
cisgender.
women. It's always
Get
the
over
women that
it.
are
It
nobody really
literally
cares
does
about.
define
The
women.
straight men not really checking for you. That's why you got to go so hard for these trans women that don't even care about y'all. And
Girl,
they
And
said
Okay,
now
straight
Black
okay,
you're
women
men,
giving
only
girl,
care.
okay,
you
okay, okay. Hold on.
girl.
Dream live, shine. Okay, dream live, shine. She ain't said nothing. Go ahead.
Go
I
ahead,
sure
Dream.
didn't. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, and
Okay.
nobody interrupt her. Go ahead.
So couple of things that got set up here. Like, first of all, I want to say it's not all women. We all are individuals, and I don't like how it be lumped together. I don't have a problem with the LGBTQ community or anything. But I do have a problem when I hear certain things being said. And I think that's the truth for a lot of Black women. We have a problem when certain things are said, just like y'all were just talking about the word fish and women being offended. Yeah, because you're saying it in a derogatory way.
Exactly. And then they said,
sit there and
Hold
act
on,
like,
let her finish.
Dang, Diamond.
so we're not going to sit there and act like that's a term of endearment. No, you're meaning it in a way to degrade me. And I'm gonna say this as a cisgendered woman, y'all also say that in a way as a form to degrade us. And I feel like I don't have a problem with trans people or especially trans women or anything. I
I just think that maybe y'all should have used a different word.
No.
I just don't think it should be called. I just don't think it should be called woman, and I don't think that's us trying to put a lock on femininity or anything like that. I think y'all say y'all so creative, y'all created all of this stuff, and women are biting off of y'all. Why y'all didn't create y'all own actual word?
Okay, can I chime in on that?
Okay, hold on. Let me say this, and then we're gonna go in order. We're gonna go in order from Diamond, then we're gonna go down the list. Okay, hold on. But I'm gonna say this. It's gonna start with me first. Now, when it comes to what you were saying as far as like the term of endearment, fish is most definitely a term of endearment within our community because we use it as a compliment. First of all,
not when y'all talking to women.
Hold on.
But if you're not gay, but if you're not friends with a gay person, how are you supposed to know that? But it's like with women,
well, I mean,
because when they tell you, take it for what it is.
Y'all don't know. Like men, y'all want to control everything. Like,
hold on. Let me just say. Hold on. So when I'm with my homeboys, I use that word, and when I'm calling my girl, I use that word. But it was never. I just grew up in this lifestyle in the ballroom scene. We used that word. It was never nothing more or nothing less. That just was a part of the conversation.
Fish literally stink.
But listen, you guys are just now catching up to the conversations we've been having. So you don't like it, I get it. But it's not a derogatory term in our world. Okay, but I get it. You don't like it.
And
now
the
going to the hold on.
Your mama.
Hold on. Now going to the word cisgender. I feel like for me, that's just literally what it's called. Okay, and then two, that's a word we use to differentiate cis and trans. Okay, but I think the thing is, it's not derogatory, but a lot of the cisgender women, they want us to use the term like real woman, which is really kind of offensive. Like, and it's almost kind of discounting the womanhood of transgender because transgenders are women. And so it's kind of like, don't call me cis, call me a real woman. And it's almost discounting the transgender woman. And no, honestly, you're a cisgender woman as though they're transgender women. Both women, just one is cis and one is trans. But you guys don't like that because it can be like, well, I'm
your
a real
mama
woman. You know what I'm saying? Now, Diamond, go, because see, I have to remove her because she's getting ignorant. Okay, go ahead, Queen.
Yeah, just a little comment to like
transgenders are women. Transgenders are not female. They are women.
Let's just say transgender women are women. Any transgender, because there are trans people who identify as non-binary. There are also trans men. And when we say trans, we erase trans men. We erase the non-binary trans people. But yes, if a transgender woman identifies herself as woman, let's be real about what the word woman means. There's a difference between woman and female. Female is a sex. Woman is a social construct built by society that comes with a lot of baggage with it, okay? So let's not sit here and act like woman is what you're scientifically called or what you are scientifically female. If you identify as cisgender, you're a cisgender woman. So like, I'm going to be clear with that. We should have picked another word. We should have this. No, it's just another type of woman. You're a cis woman and they're trans women. That's what it is.
No, it's not. I think that's where it's always gonna be a disconnect because, like I said, I don't think it should be. You should be calling.
So you don't think?
That's your opinion. That's not the fact. Your opinion doesn't make it fact.
So hold on.
Yours doesn't either.
But what I'm speaking is actual scientific fact. Okay. What I'm speaking is medical facts. It's not based on my feelings.
But Dream.
And then you're gonna get mad if a woman says, "No, you're a man."
No, I'm not a man. I'm transgender. I'm a trans woman, which by definition means that I was born male and I transitioned. It doesn't have anything to do with being a male.
Dream, can you actually look up the definitions though?
You're still gonna be a man.
But Dream, if you actually look up definitions to these words, the definition is plain and simple. It's in black and white. Trans means something else than cis does. If you are a cis woman, you are corresponding with the gender that you were given at birth, which means if you are a woman and you are a female, then you are a cisgendered woman. That's it, plain and simple. In comparison to a trans woman, what is the definition of trans? It's not like she's pulling something out of her behind, baby. That's actual. It's defined. Just like earlier, Diamond said, me being cisgendered doesn't define me as a woman. It legitimately
That's
does.
the literal meaning.
That's the literal meaning. And just because you want it to mean something else, like I was saying earlier, if you don't like certain words and it makes you uncomfortable, that's fine. You can say that. But once somebody tells you that's not the intention, that's not the story behind it, that's not what it means, take it for what it is. But
trans woman, here's the definition. A trans woman or a transgender woman is a woman who was assigned male at birth. Trans women have a female gender identity and may experience, that's some other shit. But that's
okay, now show them cis. Show them cisgendered. Because I just looked that up too.
Cisgender woman definition. Hold on, child. I'm typing on wrong right now. Hold on.
Still.
Okay. Cisgender is an identity. Cisgender people have a gender identity that aligns with sex. Okay. That aligns with the sex that a doctor assigned them at birth.
Period. And that's just what it is. And that's okay.
This does not mean that people who are cisgender cannot be a part of the LGBTQ. What does cisgender mean? According to the LGBT, cisgender pronounced cisgender refers to a gender identity that a person or society deems to match the sex that a doctor assigned them at birth. For example, if a doctor determines a person's sex at birth to be male and this person identifies as a man, they would be known as cisgender. People who do not identify with the gender that a doctor assigned them at birth may refer to themselves as trans, which includes gender identities such as transgender, non-binary, and gender queer.
And reading is fundamental.
I love all those words, and I'm still gonna stand by what I said. I just don't think it should.
That means you're choosing
ignorant.
That means you're choosing ignorant.
This is what I feel. This is how I feel on why they don't like to be called cisgender, because cis does sound like the word that they did used to use for homosexuals. Let's keep it real.
What?
Ooh,
no,
like
I'm just saying. I'm just saying in language. I'm just speaking from language standpoint.
Because it's so hard to be straight, they don't want to be connected with that community at all. So if somebody
they don't want to be called cisgender. They don't want to be called cisgender because when they start acknowledging that cisgender is a thing, then they have to start acknowledging the existence of trans people. Yeah, that trans people exist. You have to understand, a lot of these black people that have come on this stage want to deny the existence of trans people to trans people faces, saying that no, you're still a man, you're not a trans woman. So if they have to start calling them
eventually did.
Well, personally, I'm not.
Hold on. Let me bring this up. So I got to bring this up. Okay, so when did cisgender become a thing? Okay, the word cisgender is the antonym of transgender. The prefix cis is Latin and means on the side of the term cisgender was coined in 1994 and entered into the dictionary starting in 2015 as a result of changes in the social discourse about gender. So it's a new term, guys. The term has at times been controversial and subject to critique, which we're doing right now.
We know it's new, but that doesn't mean there's anything wrong with it. That's the point.
I was just speaking from a language standpoint on why some women may feel offended by it because they still have some form of homophobia that they have to deal with.
By it? Because if you're not,
no, I'm a cisgendered woman. Okay, I don't mind being called a cisgender woman.
She is what she is.
I'm a full-on ally, and what I'm in these spaces, and that's what I hate the most is when Black women enter these spaces. They want to police it. They want to tell people what to do, how to do it, and how to move. This is not your space to do that.
Speak on it, sis. Speak on it.
That's all I hate hearing. I hate it because I watch the LGBTQ reality shows on here. I be in lives. I be everywhere, and the first thing that I always see is Black women, don't say fish, don't call me this, but you're in their space. You're in their safe space, telling them that they're not safe, basically.
Doesn't make any sense.
Can you guys hear me?
It makes complete sense because
it does, but
they don't come in our spaces and say, well, I don't use derogatory terms, but I'll just say they don't come in our spaces and say, oh, well, you can't say, you know what I mean? Whatever it, I don't know what Black women, I don't know what women be saying as far as derogatory terms because I don't use them. But they don't do that. They don't come to the women's reading club and say, "Oh no, you can't read that book. It's too much homosexuality." And, like they don't do that to us. They don't tell us what we can and can't do. They don't tell us not to use shade. They don't tell us not to use tea. So why are we going into their spaces, telling them
But
what
they
to say,
think,
how to move,
but women want to
what
think
their
that they don't
opinion
realize
should
that it's
be,
stolen.
when it's
They,
not their spaces. I mean, it's not our
Okay, hold
space.
on.
It's
So
not our
they
place.
wanted. So we looked up. Okay, a woman is a plural now. Women, an adult female human being. That's what they're saying. That is what a woman is.
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, and I just wanted to say this too, because somebody else had made a comment. I don't know if it's one of the people still up here, but they had made a comment when Miss was up here, and it was like, I could get your man, and then this, or I could get the same.
But there's a new definition of woman now.
Yeah, I made the comment saying that trans women have the same access to men as cisgender women. Same thing for gay men.
They
That's
do.
what I said.
and women cannot
They
stop.
do.
That whether you want to admit it or whether you want to accept it or not, honey.
They
I was
do.
just making it clear that we are no different.
Okay, okay, pause. Okay, so all I'm saying is, I think that like that kind of thing is inappropriate. No, you have access
No, it's
to men that
not.
like
How is it
you, that like
inappropriate?
you,
Yes, they
It was
do.
coming from me, honey.
It's the
that
truth.
like
It's
you. But see, that's the problem, and that's exactly why.
What are you talking about? If that
I'm
man's
talking
born
about
both,
the fact
he
that you're
has
saying
access to
I am so
both.
sorry.
Oh God.
That's insulting.
I'll say this. I'm a content creator. I'm an adult content creator as well as a dominatrix. I have gotten requests from straight men that are not normal that they will request from a regular cisgender woman. I've
Okay, let me
pegged
read this.
straight men. Okay, they do have the same access to men
Okay,
as
hold
we
on.
do.
They said, okay, hold on. Okay, so what is the difference between a woman and a female? Essentially, female connotes, I don't know if that's how you said the word, a biological category, while a woman is a whole human person. As a result, while woman technically is a noun, Merriam-Webster, in Merriam-Webster dictionary, okay, many are embracing its use as an adjective to achieve a more inclusive meaning that emphasizes gender over biological sex.
Right. Same thing when women call themselves bosses. Like,
But even when
boss is a
even before that
masculine
was
term,
changed,
but we're using it as an adjective to say, hey, I'm a boss too. I can maneuver things just like a man can.
that's a fact.
Okay.
But I mean, even before it was changed, that's the reason why there
Okay, who
was
else
a
hadn't talked?
prelude
Ashley,
before.
Don. Okay, go ahead. Okay, go ahead. Nobody interrupt.
All right, can you guys hear me clearly?
Yes.
All right, I just have 3 points, and I'm gonna just say that. The first point is, I think some women feel some type of way about being called cisgender or female. is how men refer to women as female, and when a man say female, they kind of like digging at them in a way instead of saying woman. Okay, 2. I feel like these conversations that we're having with women and trans women are very important, even if they're hard to hear, even if they hurt our feelings or however. This is an important conversation for us to move forward.
Mm-hmm.
My third point is I'm an ally. I'm here for the LGBTQI plus community. I think just the only thing is, when trans women say, I'm gonna take your man, I'm better than you. I'm not saying
That's not what I said though.
I never met a trans woman that has ever said that.
I'm not saying you. I'm not saying you.
Okay, let her finish.
I'm not saying anyone up here. I'm saying from just what I've seen with my own eyes is social media in person, around in the groups. Like, I took her man. I know this. I know I got this. I got that. I'm better than you. I'm better than that. That's just the only thing. Other than that is like, okay, like, why are we even having this conversation?
But girls will say they'll take your man. That's just what people will say. Like, everybody will say they'll take your man. I mean, bitches say they'll take your man all the time.
It's that they don't want to acknowledge that trans women have the same access to the men that they have. They don't want to acknowowledge that there are straight men who are dating trans women.
I'll take your man.
No, that is true.
They do think trans women.
Can we be fair though? That is inappropriate to say that. Now, see, and this is where the problem comes.
But the thing is, y'all just say that y'all are better than women. Y'all just say y'all better than women.
Hold on.
Nikki say it. Cardi say it.
Hold on. Everybody, why is that inappropriate for me to pop my shit and say, bitch, I'll take your nigga? Why?
Okay, because I want to say why. It's not wrong for you to pop your stuff, right? Here's the thing. If a man is straight and you are a trans woman,
there are straight men who date. So gender and sexuality are two total.
Let her finish.
That's crazy that I can't even get out my sentence.
Hold on, let her finish. Let's go. Let's go.
Okay, so let's go ahead and do the rundown just like this, so I can say what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
If a man is straight, he is straight. He likes women. For a trans woman to say that, oh, I can get this straight man. No, you can't. And this is when it comes into problem when then they call it a hate crime when this trans woman
get a straight man
mess with this straight man and then ends up attacked or hurt or harmed or deceased as a result of it. So let's deal in reality here. No, a straight man is not interested in any type of trans woman. A man that's interested in a trans woman is a gay man. And y'all not gonna flip it any other way. That's disrespectful. And that's why straight black men have a problem with the quote community because of stuff like that and the disruptiveness of it. Because if you go to a straight man and tell him I am a trans woman and I want to date you, he's gonna say N-word, get out my face.
That's what you are, but see, that's not a fact. That's not a fact.
That's not a fact at all.
That is not a fact.
You can't take a man that don't want to be took. That's all I'm saying.
Because
okay, I want to say something because I was with a dude that is gay. He's openly gay now. And when the first time that I met him, I asked him, "Are you gay?" And I've never asked a man that, but for whatever reason, I felt that way to ask him that. And I said to him, "Are you gay?" And he said, "No." And the girl that was with him, she said, "I am." And so I never questioned it again. Now, years later, me and him end up in a relationship. And during that course of that relationship, come to find out, no, you are gay. And
that's why you feel some type of way.
I don't. Like, here's the thing. My point, that, like, at the end of the day, like, no, because I still loved him and he was a good friend. He kept my hair and all.
And I just want to tell y'all this. A man does not owe you to tell you that he's messed with a man before. He don't have to tell you that.
No, well, he hadn't ever actually physically acted on it or whatever. But like once I called him out, found whatever he was talking to this other guy, and the guy told me he's never been with a man, but if I was, in y'all city, we would be type of thing. And I was like, okay. And then when I asked him, which that's okay, because I don't care, like, do what you do. But I don't feel like it's okay to be deceptive. And that's what I'm saying. So I stand by what I said. A straight man is not interested in any parts of anything gay. Not even a little bit. So that's not true. That you're talking about a gay man when you say that. And that is what you are.
He's just curious.
A gay man, whether he wants to admit that or not. But that's exactly what that is.
Okay, Jadon, go ahead. Jay the Don, let's go.
It's Job, but okay.
Job,
first off, I want to say it's all right. I was gonna say, Armand, I was on YouTube in the comments so mad at you. I was so furious, but I had to calm down because Armand, I felt like you low-key started this war, this battle that's going on. But I'm good. I'm calm. I'm reasonable, at least I think. So for one, I want to say this. I want to start with, I think everybody has, like, let's not act like nobody has ever not done anything reckless, right? Regardless of who your friends are, regardless of what you believe in, religion, creed, morality, any of that. We've all done and said things that may offend other people, right? I have LGBTQIA plus friends, and I have very much so made comments and have biases towards groups, even though I wholeheartedly respect them as people, right? And I love them. But like, I don't want us to be up here being delusional saying things like, oh, I've never heard somebody say that, because in my LGBTQIA plus friends, I have heard them say to other people, like, I'll take your nigga. Yeah, you don't know your nigga want to fuck with me. Oh, excuse my language.
Go ahead.
Your dude wants to mess with me on the low, blah, blah, blah. I could take your dude, things like that. They have said that. And I've also had heterosexual cisgendered females be like, look at her Adam apple is bobbling. You're referred to clearly trans women as men, to be derogatory. So it happens on both sides. Let's not get up here and be delusional, because I've heard from both sides, oh, we don't say that. We don't do this. We don't say that. Like, yes, you do. It does happen. Okay. I don't know. I genuinely don't have a problem with how somebody wants to live their life. You understand? If I connect, for example,
question is for this: if a trans feel like she could take your nigga, then that's fine. Why are you mad about it? A regular woman would say
it's not that you're just mad about her. It's not just
Okay, first of all, let me say
way
this:
that
with a
make it seem
female,
like y'all better
like,
than women. That's
No
just
one's
not.
trying to
can
make
I
it
answer
seem like
that?
they're
Can I
better. They're
answer
just
that, y'all?
making it
Y'all,
clear that they are
can
accomplishers,
I
that
can I
they're up.
please answer that? Because Armand asked
Yeah, okay,
me,
go
so I
ahead. Go
would
ahead.
like to answer that. First of all, if a cisgender female told me she would take my man, I'm gonna be bothered because you're basically saying that you're better than me. He will leave me for you, right? That's bothersome in itself. I guess it's like it adds on another layer when somebody who I guess was not biologically born a female is saying like, I can still take your man also. I think that's where like the offense comes
But
in.
baby, in
Okay.
2023, understand this. A transgender may not yours, but a transgender can take your nigga and probably have and will.
Yeah, I mean,
And,
yeah.
yeah, different
There's a
sexuality.
transgender right now that's with somebody nigga
Easily.
Yeah. I'm not
right
gonna act like
now. And these are
that's
facts.
not a thing though. I'm
Easily.
not saying that's not a thing, right? Anybody sleeping with anybody's man is just bad in general, regardless of
Yeah.
what you were born as. That's problematic, right? I don't care about how you was born or what you know, whatever happened, the evolution of your life, right? Sleeping with somebody's taken man is a problem. Um,
These niggas are for
I
everybody.
mean, like,
Yeah, they for
um,
everybody.
yeah. But I do think that women are allies to I saw a bunch of people saying like, oh, they don't like us and blah blah blah, and then race got brought into it. I do think women majority are allies to the LGBTQ. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do think we are because again, we do have spaces, mind you, spaces that we just got not that long ago, right? Spaces that we just got. We do welcome you guys into, and what I'm saying, guys, I'm not trying to be funny. It's just,
Mhm.
neutral lingo, whatever I call a female, a guy. We do allow you all into our spaces. You understand? I like there are trans women who are not competing for like Miss America and things like that. Imagine
And
like
we
a
weren't
trans
allowed in
woman,
those spaces. We weren't
okay.
allowed there. We fought to get into those spaces. We weren't allowed in those spaces. We weren't graciously welcomed into those spaces. We're still fighting to get into our spaces. So let's not sit up here and play like women are. We're not saying that women don't support, but if you look at the comments and you look at the chat, you look at the women that come up here that at least want to even act like trans women don't exist. You just heard a whole woman go on a whole tangent about how straight men don't date trans women and had no idea that gender and sexuality are two total different things, that there are trans women who identify as straight, and that there are men to this day that are in relationships with
But
trans women who
Queen,
identify as straight.
a lot of these topics are taboo. They're new. If you look back to 1940s, 1950s, we were not calling women cisgendered women. You were just a woman.
Yeah, because we were
Period.
oppressing transgender people. We're not. It's not that
Okay.
it's
So
new.
you
We
have
had
to
to fight for
understand why
this. It's new
people.
because we fought for it. Black people weren't called black people. They were called the N words for their like they were property. Let's not
Okay,
sit here and
Queen,
act like
I'm
we
gonna need you,
didn't have
Queen.
to
I'm gonna
fight
need you to
for
lower,
our rights.
lower your
Let's
tone.
not
I
sit here and act
understand
like we didn't have to fight for
you're
them.
very emotional about this, right? I'm not
Come
gonna
on,
raise
Oh,
my
man.
now
voice
you're
any
gaslighting me
further.
and calling me
Listen, I'm
emotional.
not.
Now you're
Listen,
gaslighting me and calling me
no, I'm
emotional, honey.
gaslighting
You
you.
okay?
You're
You
literally
called me
screaming at me.
emotional. You're doing
You're
the same thing that men
screaming
do
at
to
me.
you.
You're being
You're
very
literally
rude.
screaming. Okay.
Okay. Let's get it. Let's keep it. Let's just. I just
Okay.
keep control of the group. Okay, go ahead.
Hey,
Go ahead.
hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all. Okay, so Armand, the topic of the video was,
Yes.
is the trans aesthetic popular? I don't know why y'all don't want to give the girls their things. I don't know why y'all don't want to give the dolls their things. The trans girls have very much so made the things popular. And all y'all up here, like very much so arguing and arguing and arguing, is clearly showing that y'all have a lot of internalized homophobia. I've heard a lot of y'all girls up here. The thing is that we love y'all girls. We adore y'all. We protect y'all. We do fight for y'all. We will fight for y'all because while we might not understand what it is to be a woman, we might understand. We know what the feminine experience is. We know what it is to be a feminine in this day and age. No, we don't have the yoni. Okay, I think that's a safe word for the YouTube. We don't have the yoni, but we do feel that energy, and I think it even goes as far as to say, and this is not a woman versus trans versus gay. This is not that type of conversation. It's just saying that y'all need to like genuinely realize that even when you try to gatekeep every part of femininity, how y'all gatekeep every part of femininity, but want to step into every arena also? You can't be mad if you step into an arena and you're not the best in the arena just yet. Keep going, practice a little bit. You know what I'm
Right, because
saying?
you do makeup, so that's like saying that you can't be in that space because you're not a woman.
Yes, and I've stifled, and I'm speaking like this because I've stifled myself because of being afraid of stepping over a woman's toe or whatever. But then I have to, take a step back and really say, wait a minute. Why am I still trying to play the backseat? You know what I'm saying? Like, why am I'm not just I'm everything. And I have to speak up for men sometimes also because y'all do it for men also. I think y'all have to realize that y'all have the power to sit and like beat the homophobia out the man with just your words because he's
But the
following
thing is, a lot of women won't like a man unless they have that tinge of homophobia in them because nowadays they're so worried about a man being slightly gay. You damn sure can't even be. Well, a lot of these women won't even be in a relationship with a man if he's cool with gay people. It's almost a requirement for the nigga to not like gay people,
and I hate,
or he's considered soft.
Yes. And I want y'all to talk. I'm speaking softly because I really did want to come on here and key, but I'm trying to speak softly because I love women, adore women down. But I don't think y'all are everything. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are everything. But when you want to mix spaces and stuff, everything is going to mix. The look is going to mix. And y'all need to admit what a natural woman is. Okay, since y'all want to talk about natural women and things like that, y'all need to admit what a natural woman is and the trans woman aesthetic. And the trans woman aesthetic is very much so popular. And I don't know why that's so hard to admit.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't know.
Go ahead. Sin said that.
Hi, Amon. Thank you for allowing me to join the panel with this discussion. I appreciate it. I am also a friend, Dream Live Shine. She was here earlier. That's my sis. I wanted to kind of piggyback on what she was saying because I do have a question. My question is, why is it that when the men get offended when a person says, well, you're not a woman, and they say, well, I am a woman, I'm a transgender, but why is there such an offense when it comes to a man who wants to be a woman? I'm just not understanding that. If you're secure in whom you say you are, then why does that even matter?
Well, because the thing is, I know that I'm not a born female, but I am a woman. I mean, I know that I can't have kids. I know that I don't have a period, but ma'am, I am a woman. And why can't you accept that? That's the real question. Why can't you let me be a transgendered woman? I'm not trying to be a female. I don't want to be a cisgendered female. I don't want to be a cisgendered woman. I want to be a transgendered woman and live in all my transgenderedness. See, I think that people get it twisted. They think that transgendered women somehow want to drop the trans and just be woman, female, this. No, there's transgendered women. And T.S. Madison is my gay mother. I talk to her all the time. She loves being a transgendered woman. But why can't she have that woman at the end of transgender? Like, why does that bother you so much? It's
I
really
never said it bothered me. I just asked why are you getting offended to me?
Not you per se. Not you per se. I'm just talking as a community. Like, why does it really bother you so much that I'm a woman? Because that's the real tea.
Well, okay, let's talk about it. I think, let me tell you why I feel like, and this is just hypothetically speaking, I feel like why it's bothering so many people, because we need our men. Okay. We need our men. We need our men in the household. And it's bad enough that we have had.
So y'all are mad.
Can I finish?
Let her finish. She's
getting
down to the root.
Yeah, because I'm being lost my train of thought because I'm on that good green too. Like, come on, let me give that out.
I'm on the green too.
I know. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. So it's bad enough, like back in just starting off, even going back to slavery time and how they, this was put upon our race in the beginning. Okay, let's just put it out there now. We really finna go deep on this, and this was put in place for the black man to kind of like separate the black man from the family of the home. That's part of the population control in separating the man from the household. So I think what people were wanting to, why they have a problem with it is because we need more of our black men in the household and not wanting to be on the feminine side. And I think that's where they're coming from.
Now you're being real, but I appreciate you being honest though, because that's the real tea. You just feel some type of way that men are transitioning, but ma'am, I mean, that's life. That's going to happen.
And y'all don't get mad when women transition and stuff. Y'all don't have this problem with trans men. Let's be that's why y'all talk or studs.
Or lesbians.
Y'all have a problem with femininity. Y'all have a problem with y'all own femininity.
No,
now,
if y'all I don't have a problem with my femininity. I love it. I embrace it.
Can I say this to you, Flawless? Because I have here's the deal. Because I have friends, lots of friends in the LGBT community. Like I said, I dated somebody, got lots of friends like that. So the women that are studs, as y'all call them, they're not in a competition, and that's where where it comes up time out, because it's not a competition, but they also don't try to present it as that, whereas numerous times on this panel today, that's exactly what's come out of their mouths, as though there is a competition. There's not. Don't say nothing to me. You just wait. The whole thing is like, it's not like, I don't feel like if I see a trans woman, I'm not intimidated or thinking like, oh, we're in competition, or she got on this or she got on that. If she look good, she look good. If however it is. Women that are the lesbians or whatever, the studs, you don't see them, even though they dress in a way that makes them comfortable, which is fine on both parts. But you don't hear them on the internet, or you don't in life. I've never encountered them trying to actually be in competition with men, and they hang around them. They hang around the studs that I know. They hang around men. Then they're not trying to compete with them. They just in their own lane, and that's how I feel. I've never heard any studs in real life call themselves a man. Okay. Refer to themselves as a man, or anything like that, and that's just my experience. And so,
can I please say something? Because y'all are literally like looking at a reflection. It's like, just like the studs don't be in competition, supposedly, is what y'all are saying. That's because men don't be in competition with each other. Y'all be in competition with each other.
Well, let me say this. I want this to be very clear.
Is that a lie?
You're not gonna put that on me. I'm not in competition with one single person walking this planet at all. I never will be. So y'all don't put that bag on me. You say everybody else.
General. Okay, well, everybody else. We're not gonna act like women do not be competitive against each other. We are not. That's the whole reason we talk about women.
Is that why you're talking? Because you want to be competitive?
No time.
I don't want to be competitive with you. I want you to realize who you are. I want to realize. No. We can go toe to toe, Miss Sting. We can go toe to toe. We can go toe to toe if you want to talk about things. Okay. No, I'm talking about hey, baby. Baby.
It's an identity crisis for me.
Everything's
okay. It's the identity
I'll say this and then I'm gonna be quiet.
I'll say this and then I'll be quiet. Yeah, it's the identity crisis.
Everything. Hey, Miss Thing. I'll say this and then I'll be quiet. Everything starts with the feminine and ends with the feminine. Point blank, period. But you cannot ignore the men and that the man is needed. Point blank.
And I'll say this.
I just said that we need men. We need our men.
I think what he's saying is like, though, the difference between the studs and the men, like, because the studs, and I don't want to go too deep down this rabbit hole, the stud women, they give a lot to the gays. They feel like straight men. So they give a lot to us, like straight men do. But what I'm saying is, for the feminine, like femininity, it's catty. Whether you're a gay man, a transgender, drag queen, a cisgender, it's just, femininity is competitive anyway. So that's why it seems a little bit more shady and catty, because that's feminine energy. Women are catty to each other. So if y'all say we emulate women, well, then we're going to emulate the good and the bad. So we're going to emulate the cattiness, the shadiness, because listen, women are always in competition with each other. Hence the reason why we got shows like Bad Girls Club and Housewives and all of this shit, where you have women on TV whooping each other's ass and competing with each other with money and cars and men. What are we talking about here? Yeah, it literally comes from the women.
Armand, can I ask a question?
I just say something real quick. And trans people exist. Trans people are not competing. All trans women are saying we want to exist. But then when you have people coming up here saying stuff like, "Oh, you're a man," and "Oh, you're this," they're not competing with you. They're just saying that my womanhood does not take away from your womanhood, but you will respect my womanhood the way I will respect yours, Dream. That's all they're saying. Nobody is coming and trying to compete with you. They're just saying that you don't have the right to disvalue my womanhood. Two things can exist at the same time. You can be a woman and she can be a woman too. Why do you make it? But when y'all get up here and start talking about it's identity crisis, they're taking men out of the homes. Like, come on, man. That's
because
crazy.
those are facts, sweetie. I'm sorry.
Hold on, but also what's facts is when you start talking like that, what's also facts is, baby, you're just probably mad because bitch
I'm not.
You're a nigga. Look at me.
No, I'm not.
You're mad, honey.
But my question is, what do you say?
But then
no man can take a straight man, just like Dream said earlier, Armand.
Or then I have to pop my shit because, baby, then you're mad because I look better than you and I was born a man. How about that?
No, not at all. I beg to differ, Armand.
Then I have
but that's
to
what
give
he would
that.
have to say.
But I'd have to start giving that because, girl, you're trying it.
I'm trying it because I'm stressing my opinion when everybody on the panel is doing the same,
But I have a
Armand.
question about your opinion.
No, why y'all get mad because I said what I said, Armand? Really? You called me a bitch, Armand? Really?
You're not. You see, that's what I see.
But I have a question. So, what do you say to the straight
hell up here?
Real quick.
Y'all hell, Armand.
The girls are fighting.
That don't bother me. See, I do that.
That don't bother me either.
It doesn't bother me. You can think you the highest. I think I'm the highest. It ain't gonna
It's giving insecure.
No. So I said,
but then what do you say to the straight men that just
y'all still? But y'all the same people. Y'all the same people that refer to God as a him. Y'all the same people.
It's giving delusional to me.
Y'all the same people that refer to Source as a him.
No, I think y'all missed my point. My thing is, and this goes for any person, anybody. I don't care, man, woman, boy, child, whatever. You don't get to say what you want to say about a person and kind of make them feel bad and get mad when they pop their shit back. Just imagine you being cool with a person, you being kind of coy and you being you tiptoeing around, but you know your worth. Like I do this all the time. I know my value. Just me as Armand, whatever. Now you might, say what you want to say to me, but don't go too far, bitch, because I'm really trying to be humble on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you don't get to come and tell me about, oh, I'm this and I'm that and this, that, and the third. And when I bite back, whatever that looks like or sounds like, now I've offended you. No, girl, you don't get to come and unleash on me and talk about I got a penis and I'm not a real woman and I'm not this, and girl, I'm not even coming with no problem. I'm just coming to exist in space. But since you want to carry and tell me what I'm not, how about let me tell you and show you what I am? And then you don't like that. And you don't like that when I do. I don't like that when the trans do that. And that's the problem. Y'all get to tell trans people everything that they not, but then when they tell you who they are, you don't like it.
No, but that's not true.
Now it's competition.
Nobody's having an issue with it, but y'all. That's what we're trying to say.
Why you up here talking about it?
No, because it's a discussion. It's just a discussion, sweetie. Why are you so mad and pressed? Oh my God.
You're the only pressed one. There have been women
I'm not. I'm just having
there has been women that mamas. There have been women that have come up here that have stood with us, that have talked really well with us. But y'all coming up here with this vitriol and animosity. We're having
no animosity though.
Y'all coming up here.
Okay, but still,
a lot of the stuff that y'all use. A lot of the stuff that y'all use. No, let me talk. A lot of stuff that y'all use towards gay people and queer people is the same thing that white people use towards y'all when it comes to spaces, when it comes to stuff like that. It's very interesting that y'all don't really understand as Black people. A lot of the hate and stuff that y'all turn internally on the LGBTQ community is the same talking points that was made about
the Black people.
Yes, it's so crazy. It's what.
Let me tell you something. I don't hate anybody. And
exactly.
You do know that these Black men that are trans women, you know that a Black woman created them.
Exactly.
You know they came through us, right?
Exactly.
Okay, hold on. We got new people up here. Amber, hold on. I need quiet. I'm gonna start removing people. And somebody's making me echo. Okay, so it's Amber or whoever this is. Get it together. Is this you, Amber? Because I have to remove you.
Can you hear me?
I'm echoing.
Okay, let me turn my radio down.
Okay, then we going to Vanetta and whoever. Who is this guest?
Me, I'm the guest.
Okay. Hold on. Okay, this echo. I don't know what's going on.
I'm turning you down. I got you on my loudspeaker.
Okay. Hello. Okay, Amber, go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I am. I don't like the term cis. I'm a biological woman, but at the same time, I'm not offended by the term fish. I fucks with the girls. I fuck with my gay boys. I'm from LA.
Okay.
You feel me? I dealt with a lot of straight identified men that was really dealing with the girls, that was really dealing with the boys. Like, and I feel like that's why a lot of you biological women up here are upset, because these niggas be up here chasing the girls. Keep it a buck. It's bullshit on both sides at the end of the day. It's bullshit on both sides at the end of the day.
Well,
two things can't be right at the same time. Y'all are right.
And I'll be honest with you, all of this boils down to the peen. It's all over a nigga. And all of that's
it
the
is
problem.
all over a nigga. And at the same time, a lot of the girls and a lot of my gay boys will sit up and would not even go and be with a gay identified boy. They want to go be with a thug. They want to go be, because that's the real term in their opinion.
Absolutely. Why wouldn't I want a nasty piece of trade?
The girls and
I
the
want
boys,
a piece of trade, girl. Yes.
Yeah, and I feel it. I'm not against it.
And let me tell you this,
on both sides.
and if he's your nigga, and if I'm just fucking with him, and that's not my business. I will fuck your nigga, just like that hoe will fuck your nigga too. That's not my business. If I'm outside and he got a girl, whatever, I'm not. Let me call your girlfriend. No, bitch. If you want to fuck with me and we just doing it, girl, that's her business and your business. I want to get my
and they don't out these men as well. They don't out y'all men as well. A lot of y'all, I'm telling you. A lot of y'all straight identified biological women, y'all men is sneaking and geeking with the girls. And so a lot of them are outside
the boys,
with them.
honey. It's the boys mostly.
They are very,
and that's why we can't get along for shit. Because it's behind these niggas. Let's keep it 100. I'm a woman. I birthed the whole child. I sleep with women.
Men is a straight man. That's not a straight
man. I said straight identified.
Oh my goodness, that is not a straight man.
If they identify as it, then they are it.
They tell you but it is what it is.
But what is a straight? But what is a straight man? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, girl, we can go.
I'll say
really
straight
go
identified because I feel they are straight.
A straight man is a man that
y'all want to be. You want to be technical. You want to be technical when it comes to calling a straight man straight, but you don't want to be technical when it comes to calling you a cis woman.
And
how does that work?
She used the proper terms.
I'm not being technical. I'm a biological woman. I don't like the term cis, but I'm not mad at y'all calling me fish. I'm not mad at that. I'm not, because my pussy don't smell like no fish. If I got a BV and all that, maybe but my shit good over here.
Okay,
so
Vanetta first. Vanetta. Go ahead.
I'm quiet.
Okay. Hi y'all.
Hey y'all.
I've been listening. I've been listening a lot.
Oh, it's echoing. I don't like that.
It is. It's not me. Okay. Well, I've been listening a lot to what's been going on, and the panel is giving delusion for a lot of these people that's on this panel for a long time. For one, I'm part of the LGBTQ community. I'm a lesbian. I'm a cisgendered lesbian, so I'm a femme basically. I don't care if they call me. I don't care what I'm called. Like, I'm a cisgendered woman, and I don't have a problem with that. The whole fish term. Like, the woman that's getting mad about calling fish, half y'all not even fish to be getting called fish.
Oh, talk about it.
Y'all not even fish.
Talk about
it. Let's really
that's
talk
the
about
hot tea. That's the real tea. You wouldn't even be really called fish like that, because it's not really
fish
like that.
Listen, me and my good Judies, we would never even call you fish, and like we would never even look at you like you're fish. Like, you're not even giving that for me.
Yeah.
So for y'all to get mad about that, it has nothing. It doesn't even apply to you, love. So it has nothing to do with you. So you're getting mad. You're getting mad about being called fish, but you're not one of the girls.
But you
like
wouldn't
that.
even be. It doesn't even hit for you like that for you to even be called fish like that.
Exactly. So, and then the other thing, I do believe that trans women have started. First of all, with the whole makeup thing, that's definitely from the drag queens, from the gay boys, from the contour, the lashes. All that stuff is from the gays. Like, that's period. Let's stop playing the games. The hair. Stop playing. The arrogant Tays, the Malibu Barbies, Stop playing. Like the trans, they cultivated this culture, and all the other all the other words like the cis and the T and everything else, they've cultivated that. I have looked up the word bimbo. I've looked up bimbo woman, y'all. There's no tight waist, big booty, big butt. There is blonde, tan, white woman. There's no kind of hourglass, none of that. And I even looked up bimbo black woman. I don't see nothing about I don't see it. I see blonde, tan, I see the Pams, Pamela Anderson. And then if you look up Playboy, there is no big boob, big butt. There is the skinny, pretty Marilyn Monroe white woman. So I don't know why women try to talk about, we're bimbos. It's like the bimbo aesthetic. No, it's not.
Well,
It's the trans woman aesthetic.
Well, keep going. I see the exaggeration, but they look like trans.
They look like trans. But like for the whole bimbo thing, I don't feel like it's, I just feel like it's trans. Like it's okay. And it's not saying, I don't think that Summer Walker went into the surgery table and was like, I want to be a trans woman or whatever. But I do think that there is some kind of inspiration to look exaggerated for the male gaze or for whatever. Like there's an inspiration for trans women, like from trans women, for that exaggeration. And I think that if we can just acknowledge that as women, like I'm not gonna lie, like I have some trans girls and they're gonna check me. They're gonna put me in check. Like, girl, don't wear that, don't do this. Like the girls check me. And I just feel like we just need to just acknowledge that they have done it. They have done it. They literally have put us in our generation right now, like the makeup, the hair, like how we talk, the hand movements, how we talk. Like, yes, Black women they set the foundation. We set the foundation. But the trans and the gays have elevated to the point where now white folks want to do it. To the point where now white folks and Black men, they can literally have careers over this for something that was, yes, Black women made the foundation, but trans women and the gays really, we got shows like Pose, we got RuPaul's Drag Race, we have all these different shows about.
Okay, we gotta move on. Let's take guests. Let's go guests. Go. We gotta wrap up. It's almost been 3 hours, child. I gotta get off here. Yes.
Okay, how you doing? So I want to just speak from the standpoint of a straight man, as you will call it. So pretty much, I came across your page. It was on my timeline one day, way back when you was trying to tell us that Cash Doll would never happen, which she's happening. But
you don't sound like a straight man. Go ahead, let's go.
When I first, like I said, when I first started watching it, like I didn't see this as no show where it was like when I got onto your commentator, you was just speaking on a review of an artist. So I'm like, okay, cool. I like the way bro break down topics. I like the way he give an honest and very unbiased opinion. It wasn't until later on when I continue watching the videos that I'm like, oh, okay, so he is homosexual. But that didn't stop me from watching, because I feel like, again, like you like as a gay man, you present yourself as just a man first and a Black man first, and it's not all the extraness to it. So along the lines when the show started going that way, like I said, which brings me to where we at now today. So I'm an open person. I like to try to be respectful of all communities, all people's, all walks of life. But I'm 32 years old, so it come a point in time where it's like what I was raised on was this is that. A man is a man, a woman is a woman. So then nowadays, when we enter the spaces to where it's like, okay, I have a daughter, you feel me? But I gotta call another young boy who wants to be called a girl. I have to say, okay, you're a girl too, just like my daughter. I don't feel like that's right. When we get to a point in time where I'm going out in the club and I'm looking at women, then you're like, well, we're like, okay, well, this is an aesthetic that a trans person created that looks like a woman. Like, no, if my friend called me and say, hey, bro, I got some females, they coming through, woo, woo, I don't expect him to show up with no chicks with you know what. So how can we then try to say it's all the same? I feel like we let in society so much mix everything all together. Like everybody can be
No
Black.
one said it was all the same.
Who said it was all the same? No one said that. Okay, this again, what I mean by that is this is what I mean by that. This is what I'm saying. This is why it's so much confusion to where, like I said, I try to respect it, but then I don't know when is the line is drawn. Because sometimes I hear a man talk, he'll say, "Yeah, me and my boys, and in the very next sentence he'll say, "Me and my girls," like we're girls. So he referred himself as a boy and a girl. No, I'm not saying again. That's how y'all do it, but it's confusion there because it's like, okay, a boy or a girl.
For you to understand, you're not
Are
one
you
of my
just
girlfriends.
confused?
That's what I'm saying. It does come into a point where it's a confusion, because if I'm saying a woman, I'm expecting to see someone again who was born a female, someone who is a woman.
But do you know why? But do you know why you're confused? You're confused because when you are meeting people who don't identify in that binary track and they're telling you who they are, you're the one that's saying like, no, this can't be this. This isn't a real thing. This isn't something. So that's why you're still confused, because you haven't accepted the fact that it's not exactly as straightforward as you saw or as you thought. You know,
somebody just cut me off and said, well, it's not the same. But if I'm saying this is a woman, and then it could end up being a trans woman,
and that's still a woman.
It's still a woman.
It's still a woman. She's just a trans woman. No one said, but the trans woman is never telling you that she is only a cisgender woman. She's telling you, I'm a trans woman.
So if I call somebody and I say, hey, can you hook me up with a woman? I'm talking about one specific thing.
Okay, but your friend that you should be talking to, they should know what kind of woman you like. So they're not gonna go get a trans woman. They're gonna get a cisgender woman. They're gonna go.
And there's also nothing wrong with specifying. It's nothing wrong with specifying. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with specifying.
We definitely just acknowledge the difference by him just even breaking that down, and that goes back to a post that Armand made not too long ago, where he was like breaking down the difference between like a cisgender woman and a trans woman, and I was like, wow, the fact that he even got to go into detail and breaking this down is even just tell you where we at in society these days. The fact that somebody can't say, okay.
No, it's the fact that you guys want to label woman as being female. No, the definition of woman has changed. It has evolved. We are in 2023. Transgender people exist, and trans women are women. They're not females. They're transgender women. Get over it.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. So if I say a transgender woman, then that's specific on who I'm talking about.
Right.
But if I say just a regular woman, I don't have to put anything in front of that to be like, oh, I'm talking about the lady
if you're talking about women, that's what we're trying to say. If you're talking about women in general, then you're talking about all types of women. If you're talking about, if you want to make a distinguish, then you need to distinguish cisgender women.
If I'm talking about women, if I'm saying women, I'm talking about
but we're telling
Gabriel Union, a Cardi B, a Nicki Minaj. Now, if I say trans women, then I'm talking about.
We're trying to explain to you that what the difference is like when we say women, we mean all women, all different types of women, and that within that diaspora there are cisgender women and there are transgender women. That's what we're trying to get you. Now, if we keep telling you this and you keep saying no, I'm talking about this, then you're not really educating yourself.
Okay, well, this is why it becomes an issue.
You're choosing to stay ignorant.
No, I'm not choosing to stay ignorant, but it becomes an issue for me when then like people saying, well, you have to call them this. Like I have to refer to a boy who wants to be a girl as a girl. I have to call that a girl.
You know what I don't. Because what I don't understand about let's just take this in like the Black diaspora. Y'all can call y'all homies Peace Life, P Diddy, Yo Boy. Y'all can call them by their nicknames. Y'all can do all this stuff, but when it comes to respecting somebody's chosen name or somebody's chosen gender, then it's a problem. Why does it matter what the other person tells you to call them if they're just a human and you're respecting them? So why does it matter?
The reason my answer to that is because you just said their chosen identity. But then when we say it's a choice, y'all like to argue that it's not a choice, but you chose that identity.
That's not the same thing, honey. That's not the same thing. We're talking about when people realizing that you're transgender is not necessarily a choice for people. It's something that, unfortunately, because of the social constructs in the society that we live in, that it's not able to be nurtured. The changes and shifts that you have seen in society is so that we can nurture trans people, that we can nurture queer people, so they don't have to raise up and be. You say how you were raised. I'm pretty sure you were raised in the community where it's like, oh, F those fags, F those trans, F those this, or like men are this, women are that. What we're trying to say is that was wrong. And we're trying to educate people so that folks can
know that all people exist. We're fighting for our existence. The same way that Black people had to fight for their existence. You have to understand that. Like, honey, you weren't always considered a Black male. You weren't always considered human. You were considered property. You weren't considered this. And once upon a time, there was a white man who had the same arguments, and still to this day, there are white men who have the same arguments of how you are lesser than what you are. So for you as a Black man to not understand that and to turn that over to another community and tell them that they are lesser than what they are telling you that they are, it baffles me, right?
No. Now, I'm not saying it's lesser. I'm saying it brings a lot of confusion. For example, today in time, we have anybody can identify as Black. We have all these people who.
That's not true.
Yeah, I see it every day. I see any bit percentage of Blackness is like, okay, well, you're Black. We just classify it as Black. I'm saying.
I mean, they Black. That's what they are. I mean, what's wrong? What is wrong with that?
It's not an issue that is wrong, but it's that like me, I'm fully Black, right? So when
how do you know you're fully Black? Everybody's mixed, baby. Just so you know, because of slavery.
Okay, I'm keeping it simple. Like I see, that's what it's saying.
But you can't simplify. But this is my thing. You can't simplify things when it comes to people's existence, and that's why you're so confused because you're trying to not accept it for what it is. You're trying to simplify it and make sense of it.
That's what I'm trying to get at. It's not that it's not accepting, it's that I'm being told that everything that I believe or everything that I feel like is, I have to not make it be that anymore. I have to change what I consider is a boy or what I consider is a woman.
Well, maybe, because we're telling you that what you considered as a boy and what you considered as a woman was not correct. And the problem is you're
but that's where you tell me respect your thing. I mean, why can't I just respect when I say a boy, I'm talking about or
then that means a woman. So what you're saying is okay, and that's fine. So what you're admitting to right now is saying that regardless of what the facts may be, regardless of what other people may tell you, you are making a choice to ignore that and identify them to what you think. And that's fine. That means that you choose not to acknowledge the existence of trans people. But just say that. Don't get on here and try to act like I don't have no problem with this community. Okay, I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm over it, baby. I'm over it because I'm wasting energy on you. It's no point. It's no point. I'm over it.
I'm saying, like, if I see you and you look like a woman, I'm not gonna go out of my way to intentionally disrespect you. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is,
what are you saying? If you're not gonna do that, then what are you saying?
That I'm saying that when I say, okay, if I know for a fact now that that was a man that transitioned to a woman, and then I don't choose to be like she or that woman, if I say that trans
then that's
woman, like, no, I'm not trans.
So
I'm just a woman.
Wait, hold on. So hold on. So let's get it clear. So if you see somebody and they look like a woman, you're going to identify them as woman. You find out later that they're trans, then all of a sudden you're going to be calling him?
I'm going to say, honestly, I was trying to direct you by name because my belief is, again, I'm like, you're not
but you
a
already,
woman.
You already got woman.
But I was confused.
You weren't confused.
I was confused because I didn't know that it was really a man. I thought I was looking.
But that doesn't mean you were confused. You thought that was You saw what you saw. You saw a woman.
You saw them for who they was. You saw them for who they really was.
So I'm saying, so you can't be tricked. Something could look like something and really be something different.
No one tricked you though. No one tricked you. That is what they are.
Okay, maybe nobody.
So how does guests treat like gay women?
You need to ask yourself why you assume that every person is cisgender. You need to start asking yourself why you live in a world where you assume that every woman that you encounter is cisgender.
No,
that's what you need to start asking
yourself. That word didn't come about to 2015. Like I said, I'm born in 1991.
It doesn't matter.
So I'm saying, so there was no cisgender and this and that. It's like
and there was no black men in America at one point. What are you talking about?
Back in the early 1900s, like we talking about today.
We're gonna wrap it all up. This is the end. Final thoughts. Let's go.
My final thought is we're queer. We're here. Get the fuck used to it.
Okay, my final thought is get over it. Your ass is just delusional and motherfucking bye.
Bye.
No, I wanted to talk to Miss Sin. I wanted to talk to Auntie Sin. No shade, but my favorite, she's a kid. But no, for real, y'all, the trans aesthetic is a thing. It's very influential. It's very much so everywhere. And that's just that, because that's the topic of the video, period. Yeah.
All right.
All right, my final thought is that you're either straight or you're gay. If you're a man and you like men, just be gay. That's why I respect you, Armand, because you are who you are. You don't try to you don't try to identify as a woman just to get a man. So a boy is a boy, as a girl is a girl, and that's what life is.
Wow.
Okay. I just feel like at the end of the day, it is what it is. Let people be who they are, who they want to present as. You don't have to disrespect them. If they disrespect you, then you can come back. But if they haven't disrespected you first, there's no reason to have hate in your heart for any part of the gay community, the LGBTQIA plus community at all. Grow up, find out what's wrong with you internally, and just handle it. And that's fine.
Dream.
Okay. So first of all, thanks for having me up here, Armand. Love to everybody. I think this was an awesome conversation.
Yes.
My final thought is that at the end of the day, nobody's fighting for existence, because if you're saying that you're here, be here, and just know that a man that wants to be with a trans woman is not a straight man, and just don't say that, and quit trying to I still think that y'all just need to come up with a different word besides woman, and love to everyone.
All right, thanks, boo. Okay, and listen, 3 hours later, my final thought is this: trans people exist, trans people are women, there is a trans aesthetic, and we're seeing the influence, and it does not take away from women, cisgender, but I do believe that gay people, trans, black, top, bottom, whatever, we contribute to femininity. There's not one person or one group that owns the rights to femininity or masculinity, because I mean, I have feminine qualities, I have masculine qualities, and I operate in both of those areas. You know what I mean? And I think that I should be able to occupy space in wherever, God leads me, or I feel led to be in, or wherever my gifts show manifest. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say, oh, this is for a girl, so I can't do this. Like, gone are those days, especially, because gender lines get bent so much. Women can cross over and wear boys' clothes, dress like tomboys, do all of these things. Women can be police officers, firefighters, and all of these things, but I can't wear makeup. You know what I mean? Or I can't do hair. It's just, to me, that's crazy. So anybody can do anything that they want to do. So that's my thought on that. And I also believe, just if a person wants to be addressed as a woman, address them as such. What does it take away from you to address them? If they look and they present as woman, address them as woman. Now, nobody's going to stop me from using my word cis, fish, T when I'm with my girlfriends, boyfriends, whatever y'all want to say. That is something that is a part of my culture, and I've been using that since I was gay and sneaking out of my parents' house, going to the balls and coming up. So just because you guys are just now getting used to it, it's not going to change how I deliver that, because that is something that I use, and I know for certain that it's not a derogatory word. It's not even a curse word in our vocabulary. So I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it with my homegirls, my boys, and that's how we talk. Now maybe I won't say it to you, but that's just that's how I talk. Okay. Outside of that, we got into some things, and understand this, if you can talk about me, I could talk about you. So you can't devalue my existence, and then when I clap back, it's a problem. Okay. We can all coexist and understand that none of these niggas is regardless. Okay. Because this is what it all boils down to, people. It boils down to the peen. The girls are competing over the D. The conversation today was about, the underlying conversation is, a lot of women feel like these trans women and gay men prance around acting like they can take and replace a woman. Now, is that entirely true? Absolutely not. Women cannot be replaced. Biological women cannot be replaced on any level. However, well, not on any level, but but you get what I'm saying. Like, women will forever be here. However, there can be a trans woman that can probably take your man. There can be a gay man that can take your man. It happens all the time. Okay. But it's part of life. There could be a cisgender woman that could take your man. But the thing is, it doesn't need to be that kind of competition. Understand, trans women are out here influencing culture. Gay men are out here influencing culture. There's trans women that look better than some women. There are men out here that may be curious. It's life. You don't have to hate transgender women because they're beautiful. You don't have to hate transgender women because they can sleep with a man that you would think should be straight. You don't have to hate gay men because you feel like, damn, what a waste of a nigga. Also, gays and girls, trans, you don't have to, well, my thing is you don't have to taunt straight women. You don't have to compete with them. You don't have to try to prove that you can take they man. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to do that. Also, but also you don't have to dim your light. I'm not going to, as a gay person, I'm not going to dim myself to make a woman feel comfortable. We can all exist together, and if you the girl in your group, bitch, when me and my boys get together, we the girls. I don't have to listen, girl, everything's not about you. That don't mean I hate you or dislike you, but girl, I'm not worried about you. I'm out with my girls. And it might be 5 men, but girl, we the girls over here. And let us live in that life. As long as I'm not being disrespectful to you or treating you any kind of way, me and my girls out, you and your girls out. Hey, girl, you look good. Hey, girl, you look good. And we going our way. And I think that's the problem. I think sometimes a lot of women feel like, whether you're trans, gay, if you are born with a male anatomy, when you see them in the room or you see them, everything has to stop and you have to just cater to them. And I don't live in that kind of world. If I'm with my girls and you with your girl, listen, girl, whoever we standing, girl, I'm with my girls, you with your girl, it's passing by. It's no competition. But girl, my world doesn't have to stop because you've entered the chat. I love you down. But girl, I'm paying it. You know what I mean? And I think that a lot of times people feel like, oh, because this is the woman where everything has to stop. No, that's not happening. And there's no shade. And just like women don't have to stop anything for gays, but we can all coexist. But yeah, y'all. So I loved y'all. This is a lengthy show. We got to see some things. I appreciate y'all for coming on. And girl, we're going to get into some things. All right. Bye. Until next time, I'll see y'all niggas soon. I'm tired. I got to go. Bye. Where are we at?
Thanks for listening. Keep that same energy, and we'll see you soon.
Oh, y'all can't even hear that. All right. Bye. I'm out.